Brian already.
The quarter carry on it.
Yeah, damage is there. Pressure. Okay, looking for it. No, not into much.
In his space, he knows to get the plus range interruption on the Fierce. On the mix.
Now with his own super ready to go, Narukami looking for it. Still got plenty of kunai as well, but Brian's still very dangerous. Okay, over.
And that's a big win for Narukami in the end. The fact that you go on this bar with, in this next round with all this bar to use. Time to cook.
Yes, saw it. Brian gets good damage out of it.
That's an interruption to V skill. Look at that V bar built up. V trigger. Online.
Oh, so tricky! Feigning going to the back, and instead Narukami still up close.
Sun's rising. The dash up throw. One more touch to seal it. Got an EX bar to go far and tries to hold down the. Yeah, see? Forcing out the viewer versus Brian F. Maybe would have done that months ago, but no, he's got to stay solid and stay in the game.
Yeah, that was really the chance. Okay! He will spend this. By the way, it's going to give her another trigger.
Something he has to worry about.
Walks up and blocks. Narukami knows he's not going to die from that. And he still has, again, this chance. Yes! Here we go. There's no resources for...
Good throw. Careful, though.
Oh,
no! The unblockable!
Nobody blocks. Nobody's ever blocked that.
How many years has it been, David? And we have been hit by that.
Hold on.
How many years?
You're telling me Ibuki's just doing a jump at me at the end of the round with kunais loaded, and she's going to be on what side? Never. I never would have guessed.
Never.
The round closer. And nobody ever blocked. I don't block it. I'm not putting up any fronts on this. I don't block it.
I don't either. I guess we can do fair. We haven't seen a lot of Ibuki, but I guess we're back in business. Narukami, 1-to-1 with Brian. Ooh, nice V skill at that distance to know that Brian F wants to swing out the crouching mini kick, counter hit, DP, stuns rising. Uh-oh. All I see is Narukami's victory in a second.
And we can definitely hear the crowd out there. Although, again, Brian F. nowadays a local, but previously from the northern Midwest, previously from the southern of Florida. He's been all over the place.
Narukami all over his face right now. Back in the corner, you got to be careful, bro. Brian F. has not gotten any of these sequences off until commentator's curse back throw in the corner. I should say command grab in the corner. No! Narukami didn't bleed. I don't think maybe the rider wouldn't have hit.
Spent a lot right there. Okay, with the crush, Brian did not get a chance to bring the trigger out, and now it is 2-1 for Narukami.
You know, you see the deficiencies of Oro in this match like that. You don't have the range to play up the forward heavy kick. She can outrange you some of these normals. Your normals didn't get that much better. And Narukami also is understanding that he's going to have to get ready for the ball rog. It's time.
Well, you know what, man? When I talked with Narukami about that possibility, he said if Brian F goes ball rog, he feels comfortable. It was Oro that he felt uncomfortable about because he felt like he didn't have the experience. But there are strong boxer players out here in Texas. There are some really strong ones. We might be watching one later in Nigel, depending on which character he goes with. Okay, it's not going to be boxer after all? Okay, all right.
Just taking a second. Narukami nodding, say, okay. But you see the ability of just like, even though you don't have the matchup knowledge, you maybe not played up all these, top level competitors. If you have the general knowledge of what's negative, what's minus, you have your gameplay settled, you stop the V trigger, the pain point, the biggest point of Oro in the first place, you don't get robbed. Preventative help. Apple Day keeps the Oro away.
It looks like more up-close play here is the idea from Brian, dashing forward in ways that we didn't really see very often before. Looking for hit confirms.
Recovery time to stay fine. Great defense.
Still, though, that chase was really good by Narukami. Look at this. All of a sudden, the burst of energy for him. Him, too.
From a dash. Air to air right there, but Brian's out of the corner. This is fine. EX runs it raw. That has been a mistake.
Absolutely,
we take those.
Yes. Oh, he switched V skill. I didn't notice. Okay, here we go.
Oh, the overhead. Yeah, I guess the V skill fireball wasn't doing too much for Brian.
Makes sense.
would have been able to, I believe, would have been able to activate anyway because of the changes to Oro. I believe it's on normal crescent kick as well that you can activate V-trigger. So either way, would have had all that pressure. Brian F trying to get some more back on the board. And rushing with the medium. Slight whip punch to the forward medium. Big jumping off the light. Yeah, and this activity is helping out Brian F so much.
God, the feints. Sometimes that no mix-up is the best option.
Chooses to go for the backdoor command grab. Scott trigger. Up he chip, no dip, never mind. He's fine. A forward medium punch lands once again. No Twitter clip just yet, but we are at game to game between the two. I like this play from Brian F. I like this a lot better. He backed off a bit. I tried to go to the zoning game, wasn't doing too much. We didn't even see the interruptions like EX29 and stuff like that, but just the idea of that is still painful because you can't throw out the zoning play that you usually want to all dang day. So he is going for the up close and personal. However, that B skill one, a little slow with it. You can't interrupt it if you know it's coming.
By the way, he still got the projectile B skill. I just got mixed up.
Oh, okay, my bad. I looked at it. Oh, I guess I looked at it wrong too. We didn't even see in that match anyway. So
Yeah.
It just didn't come. Neither did the V-trigger.
Yeah. I mean, neither one came out. So. All right, so I asked people, hey, does Narukami have other characters up his sleeve? They said that he has in fact played others, but that ever since Ibuki got the buffs in this season, he went back there and played her for a long time. Then he was playing other characters, Luke, etc. But now he's just been playing Ibuki 100%.
I just say I'm happy to not see the Luke leader out here just disrupting the tournament. It's really great to see that, despite that character being so strong that not everybody just run to, I guess, an option that's quote-unquote obvious, but not everyone can like that. It doesn't fit everybody. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the character gets buffed enough in ways that you can work better than just picking whoever's top tier out here. And we're in the top spot once again. Game point for both players. Narukami versus Brian F.
Hey. Okay, this time Brian finds the crush. He's got some damage. He's got maybe some corner. Yes.
Mid-range play with the fireballs. I like that. Using the EX to set up shop, getting a lot more V-bar a lot earlier. Narukami shoots first.
Oh no!
Committed. Put a ring on it. Activation. You better block, brother. You better block. Yeah, you hold these throws.
Great D. Look at this defense! Okay, a couple throws, so it wasn't nothing right there, but could have been worse for Narukami. Great D.
Good in up that Brian F does get enough bar for the chip no dip situation if it comes to it. But Narukami still going in. There's aggression for medium punch and the EX connects. Doesn't get the last hit, but on his wake up puts him back to sleep with the light. Says good night and set point Brian F.
They get into winners finals to set up that storyline we're talking about versus just a kid. Okay. First big bust out that did not work out, and Narukami's gonna even it up in rounds. We're going down to the final game, final round.
This is what I like to see. Going to the limit out here. Narukami getting back that confidence. Usually you have a round like that in the first one, you said, yo, I'm done. But Narukami working his heart out. 9-5 plus overtime. Put right up in the corner. And again,
oh no!
The big drop though, never mind.
Huge error. Putting himself into the corner. Ryan with the knockdown. He wants to maintain corner control. No, not space well.
But he throws, once again, take those. They get the neutral jump, and it's hard to come down with that right button, The heavy kick didn't have the range.
He's got trigger, he's got super. It's not gonna come out! Narukami will take it! And move on into winners finals. You see a couple of the Texas players there, who in fact we're gonna see later on. Dr. African running up there, Nigel running up there, congratulating him for getting into winners finals here at Texas Showdown. There is a Texas rep still in winners side.
That's wild. I mean, no offense to the Texas scene out here, but the fact that, we have those reps that are in the area for Texas Showdown, they're good. They're good. They've been showing up, they've been grinding, and you see the results taking down Brian F. And Brian F, I feel like there was that round where Brian F had taken in the beginning at the last game, and it looked like he's got it, right? But Narukami didn't let that go. got his win. And I like that you get to see that camaraderie about FGC. I miss that so much. I miss that part of the offline where, you know, obviously you play hands on the sticks, it's hands on the man, it's something different with it. But outside of that, there's still that friendship, like training partners, things like that. So we definitely see those players later on, and they may be a little less friendly when they get in the match.
Yeah, no, hey, again, congrats to Narukami. Great match by Brian F, but he's going to go down to loser side. And now we are going to head down to loser side ourselves, where we will have Nigel versus Shine, END Shine, Dethrone, Nigel EX. So Nigel is the one who sent Punk down to loser side. If you guys saw the bracket earlier and you saw Punk down there at the bottom, and you were like, how did that happen, everybody? Well, it's because Nigel sent him there with Dictator play that was very strong versus Punk's Ken. Nigel then beat Sevens, another extremely strong Ken player, and he's here. So he's been a player who's really stepped it up big time over the last few years himself. Not just during COVID, but pre-COVID, he was beginning to do that, and then, you know, of course, over the last couple years, continued to really grow. He lost to Mono. Other than that, he's had a great weekend. Shine. He beat Broly, who was having a tear, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sent Chris G down to losers.
That was a fantastic match.
And also beat Ron Masama. He has only lost to Just a Kid. Of course, look, Shine, player who has been strong for a very long time. He's won and placed high in NLBC. He got 9th at CEO. He got 9th in the last CPT for his region. So extremely strong player as well. And by the way, I've only seen him play Cody this season.
Really? So none of the Ibuki, even though she got changed?
I mean, we'll see. Like, he's obviously has had Ibuki, he's had Jury. They're both good now.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've only seen him play Cody, so we'll see.
Yeah, maybe he's training with that. The forbidden nooch in this man's hands. He does, I mean, watching his stream, as you said, he plays those characters. Yeah. I can't get him go back to the Zeku, maybe just too much work. But he's done a lot with the Cody, right? And Cody, fantastic character. Didn't get, like, the biggest buffs this season, but he definitely got more access points in the V-Trigger 1, which allows him to crouch space for juggles and things like that, more damage, as if Cody needed that. And other nerfs to other characters definitely help him out so he can play footsies better. You know, we're in a season where you whiff something, you might get got. And thank God that has happened, and, you know, Capcom has noticed that and given us more of that neutral play today. But on the other side of things, Bison, I got to set the record straight, David. I'm sorry. Okay. A lot of people out here think Bison, they read the patch notes. They're like, Bison got buffed. You do all these cool combos and stuff like that because of weird Twitter clips. It's not like that. Oh, no. Bison only got slightly buffed with V-Trigger 1 extensions. Other than that, some nerfs here and there. But then again, you know, I will say he is top 5 because of just shooting up because of how the characters have shifted around. And he is at the top spot. Nigel running it, and I think it's still a fantastic matchup for the character.
Okay.
I just had to say, you know, because people read the patch notes, oh, it's a character, you know. No. Let's,
all right.
Yeah, so one thing that Shine can do in this matchup is if he gets hit with a light kick, scissor kick, it's still his turn, less Oki from Bison. So Nigel has to use EX bar to keep that pressure going and flowing.
I really like Cody, man. I think he's very strong. And I thought he's strong for the last probably year. Last season I thought he was strong as well. Yeah, going to be able to link. He's a character who creates plus frames pretty decently. He's got some good footsie normals. He's got a couple of very strong triggers at this point. I think we have trigger 2 here, but 2 good options. I like the V system for him in general.
Nice. With that V trigger 2. Easy access to the bar. I was talking to Dr. African about this, why, you know, he and a lot of the other ones use V trigger 2 for the V reversal, and then also to get that earlier. Even though it's been slightly nerfed, it doesn't matter to them. They found ways to play. Shine is putting him in the corner. This is not where Bison wants to be. Sweep off the beat, doing it raw.
Ooh, chase! Nigel's up close still. Needs more.
Oh, went committed for the fierce. No crouch fierce, the anti-air right there. Not just the jump in. Great footsie play right there in that mid-screen game.
Interesting trade after plus 10 from Cody. Yeah, man, you're always close to getting plus frames with this character. I guess with both. Both are pretty good at building that.
Positivity all day. Shine looking for those access point for the EX also put him on his back like that because that's when Bison be suffering. You got the 3 frame for the light, wake up for the reversal, but you don't have the DP. And as a Bison player, you'd rather not spin that bar for the B reversal if possible. Nice chase on the EX connects the scissor kick.
Not giving up at all. Look at this Nigel, that was coast to coast. And he chases down for the stun. What a round right there by Nigel.
A lot of the catches, the walk back like that, the crouching medium kick, the shimmy, staying at that max range, that perfect micro space range, crouching medium kick, the throw in and out that range to make it real strange for trying to press any of those fantastic buttons. The medium kick, the medium punch, the blessed forbidden nooch that he's got didn't come through. We didn't even see the V-Trigger 1 activation, too. We didn't even see that come through. He used V-Trigger 2.
He did, but we didn't see it.
I wonder if V-Trigger 1 would have been better, just to play better footsies with this character. That's what we're
Cody.
doing.
You're talking about Cody.
Yeah, for Cody.
So will he switch? Ibuki.
Wow.
Okay.
Very curious about this pick. Very curious.
So contending in that neutral versus Bison. You know, yeah, I mean, Bison has the ability to turn things on so well. Cody doesn't have like an EX to escape, right? At least Ibuki does. She has maybe the mobility to not really be in those situations. I guess we'll see.
Also, the EX, kunai to lock him down. The aerial approach might be difficult for Bison. Let's get predictive with it, and he comes out normal play, vanilla. Trying to testing the waters, but overall footsie play is going to be difficult. Whipple forward, heavy kick. That's fierce in the corner carry.
Great read. A little bit too far for the rest. But still, not. Oh no! Oh! What a reaction.
You don't do that for free. The B, that B skill is very reactive when you're looking out for that. You're going to have to hide that behind like an EX fireball. Shoot off the beat, janitorial duty.
That was a super built trigger. Yeah, he looked again for it. Shine, not giving up on that. His own trigger comes out. That was amazing timing from Nigel.
Wow.
Set up us the bomb. He's in.
Looking like Grimace. Nigel is a menace. There's a V-skill, but misses. Unfortunate.
That was wild. Okay.
What? So gets a grip to deal with Nigel. And the danger of that trigger, just having the command grab that you have to worry about. Now you have to worry about those plus frames, the command grab. If you backs up Cycle Crusher at distances to make it plus, aim with a scissor kick. Round start with it.
Okay, yes, knockdown. Just in there for the kunai. And for Shine, the approach in this neutral game right here, although very different character than before, a lot of it has been the same result of Nigel chasing him down, harassing. That said, Shine is close.
As you're pointing out, there's not much for these V-Trigger situations from either of the characters. We didn't see much from Cody. We didn't see much from Shine with running the Ibuki, but does get the crush. So I'll just do a neutral.
Beautiful.
Normal. I love this. The footsie play today.
Oh, he needs more. Oh, he needs more. Oh, he's... Again, the read! Again, there were 3 times in that round where Nigel was so insistent about slide activate and Shine did jump back or neutral jump or just roundhouse to blow it up. Nigel just a little bit too ahead of himself on trying to get that activation.
One of the things that people have to realize in fighting games, like I said, preventative health is so important. And V-Trigger has been a big pain point for some people. You see that on Twitter, like, how do I avoid getting robbed? Stay out of the situation, jump back, you know what they want. They've got the V-bar flashing, you know what they're going for.
Yeah.
You see red, they want you dead. Back away, stun, getting higher and higher. Now I just gotta be real careful, gets opened up, the right after.
And he gives up on trigger.
We got the mix attack.
Surely not another slide. Yeah, dash instead. I really like that. Having expected Shine to go backwards. Here's Nigel.
Yeah, take that throw. The bomb about to go off. With the EX side switch, catches the feed shift. My God, EX saves the Cycle Crusher with a wake up EX DP from Shine. He said, I'm staying fine. I can. That was sick from Nigel. Fantastic anti-V-shift setup. Maybe not even anti-V-shift setup, just covering so many options.
Yeah.
You backdash, you're gonna get God. You block, you're still in plus frame situation, right by Bison, and you still have one more grip to do it. But Shine, waking up, understanding the momentum, the rhyme of how Nigel wants to press these buttons. Fantastic ASDP, bet it all.
Hey, what do we say about one of the reasons he might want this character rather than Cody is for that EX for the escape. Came in to play it big time. Here's Nigel up close. He tried to bet on feeling a big turn on down forward. Here's the Shine for Zim.
Right, up with that medium kick.
The attack timings right now from Shine are so good.
Even though medium kick isn't leading to much, he's just still using to keep the pressure up, keep the stun up, keep the damage going. Oh man, V-Trigger flowing. Knockdown.
Again, in. Shine needs that hit. Okay, great D. He's ready. The D there as well.
Interruption, plus range. My man, press. I guess that wasn't plus enough. Shine saying I thrive off negativity, but doesn't get the hit. The EX doubling down with it. Nigel gets the conversion. Oh my God. What a bet after the EX Fireball off the Cycle Crusher. I guess it wasn't plus enough, and Shine able to stay alive in that situation, but still Nigel catching and walking back like that off the meter, gets a counter hit up around.
Okay. Finding it is Shine. And back to feeling comfortable and neutral. Again, his jump time has been great. Back on Shine. He does not have EX to start the party easily. Here's a punish.
Too far for the target combo to connect. A counter hit. EX. Under pressure. Trying to open him up.
He does slide after all. Shine, I don't think expected it because he had blown it up before.
Maybe because he was so close with it too. Because Nigel likes to go for that like mid-range game, but he's so close. Able to throw it out. Prepared. The throw. He's aware. Gets up back. So this is real good for Shine.
Shine has his own trigger. Hoping to react to something. Wow, okay. Oh, what an escape from Shine, who's going to punish into the round. Nice.
Good stuff. Game, round and round. See what's going down. Shine gets his lead. It's forcing Nigel to overextend to get that win. He's calling a lot of these things out, and I really like how he is has some anti-Bison play with nice plus range.
This air approach has been so important for Shine. It's just allowed him to get in consistently.
You haven't seen Nigel go for the air-to-air hell attack like that.
Yeah.
You know, crouch fears. Predictive, I get it, but like you gotta, if you see the feet off the ground, put him down.
Nice, the bomb's gone. You know, he's been so good at being able to set it up. He's right back into it. Here's Nigel now. Setting up all sorts of stuff on the approach.
Explosion, there's the hell attack that I wanted to see. As the conversion is a combo. One touch, wake up EXCP. Was it for free? Now the activation. Time to guess. It's a throw though.
Right up close. This is where, oh, he walks up with that slow man.
Right there. The four fierce, he's in the corner. There's far at the bottom. And he waits and baits easy bait oven. Nigel looking to send Shine out of this tournament. Rep it for Texas.
Yeah, I hope y'all at home can hear the crowd. The crowd is definitely into this thing.
Round one. Definitely favorite for their boy right here.
Sure.
And I like the idea of having an EXTP that you have to threaten with. I like the idea of having a 3-frame and a aerial approach in the mix. It's just a damage differential that compared to Cody, to this character, you're not getting much reward off some of these conversions. And Nigel, in the second part of the round, takes it down easily with V-Trigger. There's the hell attack that you wanted to see before.
Exactly right. Shine now, ready? Maybe looking for hit confirm. He can get it started. Here he is, yes. Woo!
Nice switch. Two in the corner. Now where Bison wants to be. Sweep activation. Blocks it out this time. Staying fine.
Too far, way too far. Shine with the punish.
Nice side switch to stun. Gets it done.
So although there was slight activate this time, and although it was for a while Nigel's turn, Shine's defense again comes into play.
I can go for that activation on hit too, instead of waiting for the on block. And only getting the throw. He wants more. I like that.
Oh, bait. The big bait was here. Stun is mounting. That orange bar's in trouble.
Has to unblock to save himself. Get that stun or get that stun down. But Nigel still able to keep him in the corner. Still has the lead in health again. Not much mix, not much damage. Big jump in.
Yeah, Shine is in here. Lovely jump back jab. Okay, he's still in. It's so intent about it here. Is Shine up close? Giving up. Oh, I love this offensive view. Ref, he's in here up close. Shine is going to send this to the final game.
And you see how much damage is being done on the reverse. Like, I love that, the jump back jab. Sounds like, cool. If that's all you're getting, I'm fine to jump. I'm absolutely fine to take the aerial approach. And again, Bison having trouble with that. You have to be predictive with it. The crouch fierce, maybe back up a bit. And Nigel not feeling so confident. Takes it to the final game.
There was that anti-air to start things out. It may be key for Nigel to establish that. It's not a free jump territory. Yeah, again, going to this this guy preemptively. Nigel up close, hard to trying to jump out. He does anyway, hold on.
Corner play, not where you want to be with the mix on the deck. Trying to look like a bartender. There's the throw, no back throw though, off the kunai. Ah, I wonder if he tried to EX stomp to get out of that situation that we saw before.
He blocked it!
He actually blocked it! Oh, now you gotta win. The gods are favor you, Nigel.
Shine looking comfortable still, to be honest. Too far! Shine's gonna waltz up for the punish and get match point.
That new EX leap was able to make the defeat right there of Nigel, and I like the fact that he used the buff for the character. And now just playing to how Nigel's playing, now there's the air to airs that caused the pain point of getting these rounds going down.
But again, last round was in the corner here too. Again, he's looking, making sure that he's looking for the air approach.
Also the side switch, like Shine knows that the pain point is to put him in the corner, make him suffer, make him use that V-bar, force him. There's no trigger situation.
How much can he get away with on this one? Yes!
Unload.
Is that gonna be it? It will be! Shine will move on, sending Nigel out of the tournament.
I'm gonna be real.
One of the big hopes for Texas out of here.
I thought it was over. But Shine taking a more aerial approach, even though he got knocked down a few times. Like a lot of people would, if they get hit out of the air with the air-to-air or anti-air, that does damage like, Bison takes you to the corner, they'll stop, right? It's like, okay, you'll never do that again. But Shine knows that's where his biggest access point to get in, right? To start what he wants, to get the side switches, the mixes and things like that, to not be put in the corner, and force out that defensive measure from Nigel. Nigel, at the end, did not use any V-bar. He said, I want to have the V-trigger. Shine noticed that, and it was a wrap.
All right, well, again, that's going to be Nigel out of this thing. Shine moves on in loser side. We have another round one losers coming up to play. Next, this will be Dr. African versus Punk. Again, Punk down in loser side. You know who Punk is. You don't need me to be like, here's Punk. Guess what, everybody? He got first place at Frosty Faustings. He got second place at CEO. You know he's good. I asked him about, how he feels about the match and how he feels in general about this top 8. He said that he feels pretty good about it. He is going to pick between Ken, Kage, and Rose. That is the list of characters that he feels like he's bringing into play.
Wow.
Probably going to be Ken here. Ken is the character that he used to beat, that he used while losing to Nigel. But, nevertheless, like, that is the character that he plays versus Dictator.
Right.
So he's probably going to do that again. And when these guys have played, this is Dr. African on the other side, long-time top player here in Texas. They played pre-COVID times. That was 100% win rate for Punk.
Oh.
So Punk has a good history here. As far as Dr. African goes, he got 7th at CEO. He consistently does well in the Texas locals and online stuff. Collision and LAN all night, a couple examples of that. And, he has said he feels like as long as he doesn't give Punk something to exploit, he can be okay.
Yeah.
That is what he's most worried about. What he's most focused on, maybe I should say, is that he wants to play without giving something to exploit, right?
Right.
Punk is a player whose reactions will just be so strong that if you give him anything, he's just going to make sure to always get the damage out of that.
That makes sense.
So he's going to be looking to play around.
A man of many whiff punishes, a man of footsies. The one that really put that on the map for the game early days was definitely Punk. Nakali.
Hey, let's see if he locks into it.
Are you doing it, Punk? You doing Nakali? He is better this season. I saw many players like Tiny go back to this character. Even Fujimura, who is pretty solidified suddenly, was testing it out. So a lot. He's really rocking it.
Okay, yeah, Macho Ball's back in the
Yeah, Macho Ball also too. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Nakali is the choice here. Not a character he even mentioned to me. This guy keeping his secrets.
Yeah, he's hiding. He won't let you know the secrets though. But this won't be a secret. It's gonna be a sick match like that. Dr. African versus Punk. And that B skill being faster, it's hard to react to. It's gonna be that V-bar even more access to the light in the DP and off-war conversion too. The medium punch has been buffed. This character, Nakali, is a threat.
Yeah, over the last couple seasons, gotten easier access to plus frames as well, easier access to activation. He's definitely got some strengths, no doubt.
So one thing, he didn't get no costume. Still the same old dusty costume from the closet right there. Blast, knocked out.
Here's Punk. Dr. African did not want to risk it up close. Coming coming back in for the diver. But his trigger's ready to go. The question is, how's he going to... Oh, so is Punk's. Yes. Ready to play.
So quick. And it's hard to deal with. Like, you used to maybe not react in full every single time, but you saw the hands go up and there's enough time to land a jump-in situation. This time recovers, and then you give the character DP and possibly Oki. It's real dangerous. Also the view reversal with the throw. No way.
Okay, Punk in here.
Buffer God backs up. Let's play that lane play.
Look, Dr. African still has to be so outside of range. So rare to see a player of his caliber miss that range. Man, the block speed of this character. Again?
And no activation.
No block confirm, yeah.
I guess it also helps that Nikali, being in V-Trigger, having that boosted walk speed, the dashes, things like that, constantly outside that space and place, runs the EX right after the stomp, forcing Dr. African to back off.
Just entirely controlling the neutral game here is Punk. And doing it at range, right? B-skill, as you mentioned, is just such an important tool.
The stubby buttons off the mediums used to be such a big threat, but now you have this stomp and the conversion of the crouch medium kick into the DP. Back to the corner you go.
Here, finally, activating Dr. African. No, not for long. Punk takes his turn back.
The crush, the setup.
Not afraid to move even still.
The challenge. Not gonna spin the super just yet.
Hey, wasn't there. Dr. African, important challenge. Yes. His trigger's gone, but he's still in a pretty good position. No, not for long, as Punk is just gonna chip it out for the game. This Nikali pick is doing it.
I don't think I've seen him. I think he made a video about Nikali, but I haven't seen him like practice Nikali. I remember like watching after he had lost to Nigel. He was like in the training lab practicing Ken a little bit over on the other side. So I did not expect the Nikali. I don't think Dr. African did. I think he was expecting to have to run the Ken pick, and he's got the practice with the sevens and stuff like that. So I'm sure he's a little befuddled. But then again, Dr. African does have the Vega.
True.
He does have that.
Yeah. Switch. We're gonna get Vega. We're gonna get Vega. Let me tell you, we have seen Fang versus Jury, Ibuki versus Oro. We're gonna get Nikali versus Claw in this top 8.
That's so wild to me. The fact that I bet most of y'all watching probably forgot who to call. You probably think Nikali's DLC. Vega, maybe not having the biggest buffs. He did get things that help him a lot more, but I want to see being able to take off the masses. I think pretty major after stun, the post-stun combos.
End of round situation, sure. Sure. Yeah, but I mean, over the last few seasons, to be honest, the character has had a series of significant buffs. I think he's pretty good. I'm not going to tell you I think he's the best character in the game, but I think he's pretty good.
Yeah. What bigger players tell you different? Off the corner, though. And the aerial approach can be real difficult to deal with because those jump ins from Nikali are real great. Jumping fears, the dive kick, even jumping medium kick, you got to worry about all those different ranges. And Vega doesn't have the best anti-air.
No, that is true. Look at Oki here, Punk's out.
Ball off. That's unfortunate. Less damage to access.
Yeah, but also, man, the stand strong in neutral, which was so important earlier, is not really going to be there anymore. Oh, Punk miss! No!
No! Didn't have time. Ran the EXDP for free. Punk back it up. No, it's in one touch situation. Doesn't need to overextend right here. Let the time wind down.
Oh, yeah, Punk can hang out. We saw him hang out in that last match versus Dictator. He spent a lot of time just hanging out on full screen. Same exact idea here. He's still looking strong. That said, before the claw was lost, this range here, this button right here, right? You got a 1/3 screen plus on block tool that you can use to harass.
Forcing Punk to back up for the B skill, right? And that allows Dr. African, if he can't find a way to get in. That medium, if he's in that range, just lock up with all that great health, do some damage. And that's kind of how Punk used to play when he played this character Vega, just mediums.
Yeah.
Heck away, and then the end game, you got to come in and get the win. Nice conversion to the 3-piece. Oh no.
Oh yeah. Look at the gray. Okay. Can you get a punish? Not quite. Instead, it's Punk who gets the punish. Punk's here. He doesn't quite end it yet. And he's expecting slide activates, so he's blocking for his life.
Vega players definitely cringing at that. No anti-air and the overhead, blessing the dome, christening the cranium. Punk proving that the switch isn't going to do it. And honestly, it's the V skill being buffed looks like a big pain point. Because sure, you have the medium punch to poke out with, but then Punk backs up with the V skill. So I don't know if you can creatively slide or try to get some dashes and start reading those more. But now Punk is on game point with the quickness.
Dr. African is doing a good job in this round so far of having his mobility be hard for Punk to know where he is, right? So the V skills are not going to be quite as successful. Not all just about V skills, though, as Punk turns it on up close a little bit better.
Yeah, start put the layers on. The V skill once again max range with it. Punk build up that bar. Get closer and closer to V trigger.
But as you can see, this move speed from Big, yes, exactly, just like that. That's just not something a dictator can do.
Once again, extended range makes it even harder to deal with for Dr. African. But as you said, the movement's gonna be the big pain point right back at him. The trade not so good for Vega. Runs against Barcelona. Oh my God! Don't DP.
He did it. He did it. Dr. African's there to take the round. So looking a little stronger. Again, that mobility was big. He had answer even on trade.
Yeah.
You know, even on trade, you're there.
Nice slide, the call out right there. Damage applied. Goes for Dr. African and back it up a bit. Not always worried about, can I get in with a medium? I'll take a risk with the slide, back up a bit. Force Punk to come to me.
I think that might be the first jump. First jump forward in. Dr. African made it work.
Hard angle, maybe the inside right there, and the stun. One more sequence after this. What's the post-stun fun? What? What? Not enough for the kill.
Anything to do it now. Punk just directly in. Looking for firm into super, which will set up Oki.
Lucky break puts him in the corner with the Oki. A lot of bar spent, but Vega in the corner we already saw falters very easily. V reversal, but he wakes up with V skill 1 to get it done. Hey, yo.
Yeah, I love that choice.
Oh my gosh, that is a choice if you're not looking out. That could have been game right there if Punk would have just blocked or backed off a bit, but he called it out, and now forcing Punk to go back to the treasure trove of characters.
What
now,
could it be?
What
Like,
could it be?
If his solution to Dictator is Nikali, what's his solution to Claw? It could absolutely be anybody.
I think Ken, even though Dr. African's got the no way, no shot. You're doing Cammy? I thought she was dead. I thought this character, because if you whip crouching leaning kick, it's over. It's a wrap like that. I thought this character was, because now that her buttons are whip punishable, that she can't be strong. But he's actually picking out the Cammy. I say that with a lot of heavy sarcasm because she's so good. She's still good. She's still fantastic. You just have to play smart. Someone like Punk is going to be whiffing those buttons all dang day. Let's see what the play is. She's a really good character that the aerial approach has been so painful for Vega to deal with. She can exploit that.
Absolutely right, yeah. Dr. African's going to want to outrange this jump stuff, but it's going to be hard to do. All right, look at this already. It's pressure now still for Punk.
Some of the mediums. Power arrow Oki, the trade. Still in favor of Punk. Has a lead. Was Dr. African going to jump or anything? Slide.
Yeah, now that up rose ends up in significant damage, maybe not as easy to jump. That said, there's Punk going to the sky. Yes!
On the flash. Sooner drop. Down to the ground you go.
See, they're in time. Oh my God. What a whip punish on Punk's side.
Jump back. Dr. African go for the air-to-airs right there instead. Should get the perfect range with the claws off. No cross-cut DP, but gets the back throw though. In the fadeaway, the finesse and bless, and the EXDP will put him to rest. Set point Punk.
Round 2. Fight.
Back to this range that Dr. African wants. Yes, his anti-air's there. Might have tried command grab. He's got the claw off.
Trying to save as much as possible. We saw as soon as the ball was off, down the round, wasn't able to out-poke this character. Side switch, did get the hit though. We'll go for the throw of the chiropractor.
Hey, yes, confirm, of course, by Punk.
Going with those mediums, but again, the anti, as you see the bar at the bottom, you know what he's going to do. Dr. African's already proved it to you.
just outrange. Stock the African, does not want to be in range of dive kick. Now that he is, he's just very patient up close.
Ooh, careful the bar. The ball's building. Yeah, you got to block this out. Still a fantastic trigger. And the bar of spot means that you can finish it with the super punk. Is going to take it with style and move on and lose her sight. Just having a treasure trove of characters to pick from to get it done. Still got it.
Cammy wins.
Definitely, yeah, right. So again, he mentioned to me that he felt like his roster for this top 8 was going to be Ken, Kage, and Rose. And we just saw 2 others that he didn't even mention. By the way, I mean, he got, what, first place at Frosty's in part by using the ball.
Yeah.
He got to top 8 in CEO. Yeah, of course, Ken as well. He just has a whole bunch of characters. It's hard to guess what's going to be coming out. But there you go. He moves on. And so, unfortunately, in that loser side, it was a couple of Texas players who are out. So if you're a Texas local here, that's not what you wanted to see, but you still do have Narukami hanging out in winners finals. We're going to get to that and much more after we take this short break. Hello, welcome back, of course, to Texas Showdown. We've seen round 1 of the top 8, and now we're taking a look at the prize. That's right, the entire prize. Well, maybe there's money. I don't know. Maybe there's something else. But you do get this fancy little thing here. We don't know who that's going to be quite yet. Of course, we have quite a bit of this top 8 left to play out. We do know that winners finals is going to be Just a Kid versus Narukami. We do know also that in losers side, which is where we're headed now, we're going to have Brian F versus Shine and Mono versus Punk. An interesting rematch. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I love that heat, but yo, this is a classic though. It's so funny to see some of this stuff because some of these players fight each other off because some of this is like regional play that we see all the time. But then again, when you're offline, you spend that money to fly out, or I guess in Brian's case, maybe drive out. It's a little bit different than an online thing. You get the heat of the crowd, you know, the lights. It's there are things you have to account for. So I'm really curious to see, you know, who they're gonna pick for this matchup like that. They've been playing so many times. You know, if we look at FGC combo, shout out to them also for giving us a little bit of data. It is mostly in Shine's favor. You know, 73% to 27%.
73%. That's a lot.
That is
and they've had a lot of chances to play against each other at Wednesday Night Fights. And sorry, and Next Level Battle Circuit online.
Online.
Are we online right now?
I don't think so.
No.
I hear crowds. I see people. And, you know, I'll give y'all credit. For once, at a major, y'all smell okay.
That's right.
Thank
that's
you,
right.
God, for showering. You cleaned it up. Let's see, you cleaned up this losers quarterfinals Shine. Brian F with the round start jump in, taking to the trash can.
Look at this. What pressure here.
Ooh, cool. We got the sun up and down, would have lost my mind. Might have broke the trophy.
Trigger 1, the big knife normals in play. Oh.
The crouch spears.
Ryan backs off. Nowhere near trigger, but still big life lead. Ooh, yeah.
Brian fights on his back.
Early. Oh no.
The roughie and the EX from Brian. And the pickup of the EXDP. It's another B skill or just a ball fireball. No pocket sand for me.
Round 2. Fight.
We like to play for Brian F. Just, you know, getting in with that pressure situation. We saw him confident in these normals. We talk about how these normals aren't the best for Oro. We don't try to switch it up and make it difficult for Shine to deal with. And you got to worry about the fireball max range. It's something that really doesn't have the best deal with is, you know, playing in the fireball game. You can't back off too much. But Shine now going in. Full aggression in the stun.
Ooh, it's so close.
Honestly surprised I did not kill.
I'm kind of too, but it all worked out. It all worked out. Leaving a character like that, Oro, alive, scary.
Yeah. That feature at the bottom. We still haven't seen the robbery just yet. You know Brian F's hungry for it. He's going to make content out of you.
Okay, yeah, Brian out of there. Looking for the jump forward.
The anti-air's word. Look at the corner carry. You get off a little bit of damage too. When they miss, it's a bad time. But it's hard to stay fine from this corner. You're 4 frames. Doesn't get the conversion. The flip out.
Brian's here. Oh, big one. Stun. Nice.
He killed. I don't think. No, kill.
He needs more, but he's within a grab distance.
DP. Oh, the backdash. Oh my God, Shine.
Shine, what defensive play. He gets to start it out here. Big plus frames. Brian in trouble. No EX. Oh, boy. Send him out. Send him out.
The neutral. Go, my son. Rob him. Again, not really much of a robbery situation, but you would have had to hold the strike throw for a good 30 seconds, so it would have been deadly anyway. And now we're seeing the switch to possibly switch. We'll switch over the character selects. We might be seeing a switch in characters. Maybe want something with a reversal, a 3-frame, to kind of challenge neutral like that. Maybe a Buki to bait out some of these media punches that, you know, on these jumper situations, because it's hard to jump in on Oro. Like, there are areas you can jump in on Oro, it'll hurt him. But if he gets an anti-air, that's corner carry right there, that's damage, and that's why we see that Buki possibly going to get kunai sort of strategy.
So twice Shine has started out with Cody. The intention, the strategy coming in, Gets to play with Cody, and twice here versus Brian, previously versus Nigel. Felt he had to switch. So Buki is what he's going to rest his hopes on for now. We saw how different the approach is, certainly.
Right. I wonder also if having a V trigger that might force Brian to use that V bar for V reversal or shift or whatever might help out. You don't have to worry about that V trigger situation where it's damn near lights out if you have to hold the strike throw off the fire or the V trigger. I almost said fireballs. It's concrete. It's a box of concrete. It's not plasma.
Ah, man. I feel like you've read the kunai and just didn't quite get the punish.
The fears. Not too much for that cross community kick until you get V trigger.
Look at this Shine's ranges are great so far.
Get the pick up.
You've seen him look for that. He's going to be pressuring up close, but Brian has it ready to go. Locked and loaded.
My turn to
He
party.
fires. Beach ball.
Beach ball concrete. Really fun around his feet. Uh-oh, EXTP. Ooh, the full screen game. Not in Brian's favor. Falls to the fireball. The V skill's out.
Sends him in. Tried to steal the big turn. Huge attempted turn steal right there by Brian as he dashed in. Shine was ready.
Shine is staying steady. Back to the pick that helped him out last time. And it's that EX kunai that's helping him out.
Yep.
It's the fact that you're full screen with it. Forces him to mix Brian F. Runs the EX though. Corner carry off the DP.
Gonna be close to stun. Yes, very much. Hit.
Oh, the chicken feet. Good to eat. EX. This should be enough to do with the medium. Woo, pushing peas. Brian F.
That started all on a big jump in too. Much more offensive. Oh, beautiful.
The finicky character. But goes in the air, you do the flip and things like that, cancel into the kicks.
No, Shine trying to turn on his other approach. Of course, right? That's what huge part of playing the character, and Brian's denied it twice. Great range.
Fantastic. That's a plus right there. He's better this season. Doesn't even lose it.
Okay. I think Brian's going to be okay with that. Only the grab.
Closer, closer to his own. And there it is, the universal forced out. But then again, Brian's still having these leads, and you get that max range, get that V-bar back.
He's got plenty of life. Plenty of life to lose to get the trigger.
Again, Shine follows the fireball, the EX homing missile.
Look at this, he can set up another V. Yes. Brian F. Look at this V meter building.
The zoning falls to the EX kunai, counter hit, Ryder, one more touchdown, do it, and backs up with the V skill.
I love that series by Brian in terms of, yeah, zoning, right? But really V-meter building. It was very effective. It's just that after that, the air approach, again, was the go-to for Shine. So as you mentioned previously, as Shine, even though he got anti-aired a couple of times by Dictator, Oral's doing damage on anti-air. He's actually doing damage. But you still can't give up that avenue of approach. It's too important.
Of course. Switch it up may, as these rounds go down, and the longer set help you out. Brian might be so predicated in focusing the air lit right there that the grounded game gets a little bit better for Shine. Even though it's not the best feature for the character. Buffer EX canceled. Brian does find the cross of the EX to right back to square one. The throw.
Oh, yo, the stand block! Brian's ready to go.
Brian not willing to give up that V trigger, but it's a wrap like that. Shine. Forcing that mental stack, being like, bro, I know what you want. You want to activate V trigger or lock you down with a concrete, things like that. But like you have to think too far in these situations to get away.
Sick. Brian's in.
Crush counter.
Big count. Unfortunately for Shine, not too much. A little too far. Here's Shine now. The air approach was how he got in yet again.
For me to kick EX, universal relief from Brian. He's got to figure out how to do this without predicating on trigger. Oh, big jump in. Dropping out of the ground.
Brian's so close to trigger. Blocking. Yes. He's got it, but Shine's in.
The counter hit. Oh, and that's enough to do it, Shine. Keeping on the oppression. I feel like Again, the aerial approach is making it too hard. Not only that's what, you know, Brian's looking for, but also the ground is being locked down. We've seen a lot more of that advance with the dashes from Shine, whereas before he kind of just walked forward a little bit. Now you get these quick dashes that you're so worried about when things overrun the mid-stack like that. Brian F losing to Shine possibly, as Shine's on game point, hasn't been able to get those reach combos going to flow. We haven't seen those from Brian F.
Good call out. Gonna allow him to set up a little bit of the V-meter build.
Uh-oh. Lucky you recovered that in time. that buff definitely helped out. Last season you might have got.
Yeah, rather than just building the V-meter this time, getting the ball out this time, Shine was looking for the approach on that. Brian shut it down very fast. Here comes Shine.
See, that confidence is back in that grounded play. Look at that crouch. We need to get careful whipping a butt. Does it on block. That's still a win. Let's see what the deal with later on.
Sure. Okay. That's going to mean the full red bar's glowing.
No! Big drop from Brian F and Shine, about to put this man in the dumpster.
And these jump angles are changing too for Shine. It's not always about the same spot that he approaches. Really mixing it up. Brian with the stolen dash.
It is right there, the throw. And Shine stagger step some of these normals. Makes it real hard for Brian to suss out. We can run the defensive game. Can't be lane. We caught in the corner. The side switch, the stun. It's done. Shine taking down Brian F. Oh, wait. It's not over yet.
Hold on.
It's not over.
No, it's not. No, it's not. One kunai to his name that's gone. And
Oh!
he waltzes all the way up and gets crouching medium kick, stabbing below. When the kunais were no longer there to stab with, he chose the normal instead. And Shine is going to move on, sending Brian out of that tournament.
Man.
So Brian F, I mean, look, it wasn't just, Shine played great. Lots of great stuff by Shine.
Of course.
I loved, again, the different angles and timings of his air approach were huge. His pressure close was great. Brian had some chances.
He did.
Brian had some chances that he did not take, uncharacteristically for him, that he didn't take. So unfortunate for him how that ends up turning out. Again, you know, he has done a lot of great work with this character, with Oro. It's not going to happen for him in terms of the full tournament run, but congrats to him nevertheless on the place he ends up in 5th place.
Not bad.
Shine will move on.
Shine. Doing fantastic. I give him a lot of credit to pull back the Ibuki that, you know, he's been working on to maybe even matchups that aren't even better for Cody, but just feel better for him to play or have different access points that are beneficial for him. Not always about like everything in a match. Maybe some things work out better because of how players play and things like that, but let's see this play today. This is a big run back from CEO. This is also, I believe they did play at Frosty too, as well as
They sure did.
commentary memory escapes me.
No, you're absolutely right about that. Yeah, it was Punk and Mono in a couple of big matches in both of those events. Of course, in Frosty Faustings, it was a 3-0 by Punk over Mono. He played Ken.
And there we go.
It was a match I talked with Mono about afterward, and Mono said picking Ken was a really good idea. It's just a really hard matchup for Fang, in his opinion. The way that Fierce DP gets to punish stuff, the way that Ken gets to move around, the way that once he's up close, or really finds a knockdown with anything.
Right.
He's right up close for pressure right away, which is, of course, not where Fang wants to be. And so he feels that it's a hard one. So again, 3-0. That came on the heels of Mono defeating Punk 3-1 in winners finals, I believe, of CEO, and then beating Punk ultimately in that grand finals. That said, the first set of it was a 3-0 by Punk over Mono. And then Mono won the second set 3-0 himself. So interestingly, some 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 match history between these guys that have ended up on all sorts of different sides.
Now the side right now they're on is the side of losers, Texas Showdown style. I do like the fact that, you know, like he ran the Cammy pick before. He's like, this is not the way, because Mono has expressed that he knows that matchup inside out. He's like, I will never lose to a Cammy.
Yeah.
He's like, I will never in my life.
You got to be the best Cammy to beat him. Yeah, that's how he feels. So it will be Ken again, it looks like. Trigger 2, of course, you get to react to projectile stuff. We saw him, I believe, play another strong. He played Nova Spec and beat Nova Spec Fang as well in his path toward making top 8.
And that was with Ken also,
That was
too.
also Ken, yes.
Got the knowledge, but Mono is definitely different with it. Definitely the top spot of the Fang players with the tech, with how the character plays, and just as a strong competitor just in general.
He's just a very creative player among his other strong attributes. He is the source of a lot of the Fang tech. Not the exclusive source, of course, but he is a major source of that tech. Very creative with how to use the character.
Oh, no control with the crouch kick. Unfortunate, again, those lights being a lot better this season, adding up in damage in the poison. Forced to go in.
Yeah, well, now that that trigger's there for Punk, as long as he's in with like, you know, within like a third screen range, hard for Mono to throw anything projectile.
That locks out quite a bit of what Mono wants to do. Even if he has the trigger 1 activated, as that becomes projectile, can be also a pain point activated here. It was not clear. Too far out. The biggest punish, though.
Yeah, he was looking for that to crush. Ain't how it works.
Mono off in the corner, but would be one touch. Runs the EX, the knockdown, and the fadeaway in play. Fantastic from Mono to stay solid in a corner situation. Ken thrives. He's one of the best in the business.
One thing that Mono loves about V-Trigger 1 is that it makes the opponent poisoned right away, as soon as you're getting close. And Ken wants to be up close. He loves that aspect of it.
Okay, Ken Punk puts himself in the corner. Crush, though. Right out of there. Mid-screen. All go down. There's that fantastic. This is why, one of the bigger reasons why Ken is the best shoulder in the business. If you don't count Liz, which I don't, but he is the best, you know, in the business. But Mono doesn't care. You can definitely tell that he's done some homework. Forces the reversal from Punk.
Yeah, that means no V-Trigger. Oh no! Punk with a fantastic punish. Takes that round. Bit of an unforced error on Mono's side.
Joe, I'd say, you know, going the bar or spinning that bar in this round 2 instead of round 3 would be a problematic thing. But then again, that V-Trigger 2 be such a big pain point for a character that once one projectile step shot with a poison is still going to be a powerful option. And being too far, he's about to get it real soon, as you see right there. It may not even matter.
Anything. Punk with a brave sweep. Mono's out. Here he is with the EX. Oh, that combo is so sick. You're intentionally doing links that take up more time just to let the poison do a little more.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so cool.
This optimization, again, is why Mono's in the top spot. Maybe other Fang players, we know, but just the fact that he knows how much time is going to wind down, especially when people are matching stun. He's trying to get it done. Gets the first one. And, you know, Punk, just stick with his character. It's not the character. It's finding his confirmed. You take confirmed, opening up, when the fireballs come out at the right ranges, and put the pressure on.
Great confirm. Mono's in. That said, since Punk has trigger 2, some of what Mono would like to do for pressure is really not available right now.
Has to back off a bit.
What
defense? Wow.
Absolutely. That's too close. Punk knew.
In the corner you go. EX plus frames with Mono. Delayed press it a bit.
Right, okay.
Enough to see if the top EP, no bar necessary. And now you see him like walking up closer in ranges where he knows that that heavy punch TV is going to be a big fight, right? And making it harder and harder for Mono to sling out these normals that, you know, would have been more dangerous before.
Almost in. Oh, good stuff. Oh, no, Punk! Well, at least got the grab. He's got the corner now. Yes, I love the chase. Oh, no, Mono. A couple times has read that right.
Trying to flap away. The activation with the fireball, of course.
Yeah, and keeps part of it, too, so he can react to other fireballs. Oh, that's such a nice quality of life change for Fang. Here's Punk now. Punish!
Attack. Mono stocking up. Full screen with it. How do we get through this lead? Actual fireball.
Okay.
Big jumping. Are you kidding me? The call out on. Oh my God. Punk,
Beautiful
chill.
spacement of that.
Oh. You knew exactly what to do. They talking to each other.
Ken wins.
I love offline so, but you don't get this.
Man, why would you do that? You know, it's, that's definitely a conversation that.
He's like, hey, man, I don't know
like,
why I did that either.
Round one.
Oh man, Punk put one on the board. 1-1. Round start with the jump, and actually, here on the other side, in the top two ender for the corner carry. Once again, Ken has so many tools that are pre-made to put you in the corner. Not where Fang wants to be. 4 frames, no reversal. Has to worry about, you know, doing the coward crouch, or sorry, coward crawl, I should say,
Whatever.
out of there. You know, whatever. Y'all know what it is.
See? Mono told me he's so glad and surprised that they've never nerfed how good Fang crouching medium kick is as an anti-air.
It's hella
He was
good.
legit like, I can't believe they haven't nerfed this button.
Covers so much range. It doesn't look like it too. And it's a good pressure too also as a grounded button. Like Punk gets ground up in the corner. Never mind the DP's find the Oki, the dash in. An opening and binds it on the crouch medium kick the second time. Twice as nice.
Yeah, I love the bravery there. Kind of a small turn. Punk looking real strong.
And that's kind of the great thing about Street Fighter 5. Like, a thing that should be your turn isn't always your turn. Depending on the player, the spacing. There's so many variables that makes it so much deeper than what is on the surface.
Yeah, that's absolutely one of my favorite things about this game.
Love to have a crush, corner carry, all that good stuff. But the damage is fine too.
Too close. Oh.
The Punk walking back, or walking inward towards some of these negative frames as close as possible.
You want to put them in a great wall right
No.
Is it too close? It is. Punk's
Close.
there.
Dash in, throw. Tools locked off. All I have to do is honestly.
Oh, this is such a frightening range. As you know, if Punk finds a hit, it's going to be damage. You know it's going to be damage.
Absolutely. The CA to seal it, and now we're seeing Punk move on a game point over Mono. It's just heat. You're already playing a character that's not going to have a big comeback factor. You're actually playing a character that, when he puts a poison on you, he's giving you V-bar. So he's giving you that V-trigger too that blocks off some of your fireballs. He's giving you more options as the match goes on. If you lose that lead, it's harder and harder to stop. And Punk is willing to go for these reversals and V shifts and things like that. If you haven't seen it just yet, early in the round, he'll get the bar back and then some. And to seal it, the big boy damage from the corner carry. It's a hard matchup for Fang, and it's looking real hard here for Mono to come back from the brink.
Yeah, Punk very impressive. As always. Okay, earlier jump roundhouse than he had tried before. Punk again, though, finds it. And he's already in. Probably because of crushes, actually, has trigger ready to go.
He was looking for it before. This time getting that V-bar with the quickness. That's a punish. And that should put him on set point. Punk!
Punk is looking very strong right now. So confident in about that range where Fang would like to have control, where he would like to set up things like mix-ups, things like pressure.
And your rewards for those things aren't as detrimental as the pin hits you. The corner carry and stuff like that doesn't happen from Fang. It's a death by 1,000 cuts, and Ken's got a machete. Ready. There's the V-shift.
Oh, no. And then again, that range right there also frightening for Mono. He knows he can't do much. What bravery from Punk.
Doesn't poison that big a deal. Get those hits to do. He's got the beat trigger, the bar at the bottom, but Mono drop.
Yeah, Mono couldn't do one of his strong setups after that because of the threat of V-trigger too. Now here is Punk. Chasing.
We're taking too much. The interruption, that's not a real reversal. And Mono able to reverse a little bit of this momentum. But man, if that would have hit, I think that might have been it. I'm not 100% that it's a low health character. A lot of damage on the deck. Mono stays alive, stays on set point for a little longer, but that's not the range, my friend.
Wow, bravery. He's been trying. Wow, that was pretty clever.
He's out there with punish. Those heavy kicks have been flying for free. No longer. Ooh, the jump back, Pierce.
What a jump! He knew that sweep back kick was the call, and Punk now is right up close. He's got super ready to go. He had to do it to make it safe. Is he in range?
Biggest punish though.
Mono couldn't make it. Okay, runs right into it. Look at the range right there.
Yeah.
Would that have been the safe spot? I don't know, but he called it out. He was right. It's going to be 2-2 between these two.
It's also going to be that setup where, sort of setup where like, okay, you're not going to use this button anymore. We've already been punished for it so many times, put you in okay situations, we're fine. And then he whips it out, he's like, I can't believe he did it now. We're game point between the two.
Two of the best players in the sort of Western Hemisphere at the moment, Punk and Mono. Maybe the most consistent over the last couple majors that we have had. Down to the final game, how else could it go? Well, maybe given their history of 3-0s, maybe it could have been some other way, but
could have been a one.
Glad to see that it's close.
Off the feet after the activation. Now gets the activation. Decides which kicks down the deep shift. Back in the corner you go.
Okay, giving up on D-meter. Yeah, this allows things like that to happen. That said, Pin sails right over it, and it's going to go to match point.
What a fantastic jump in situation from the angle. That range was kind of strange, but Punk just floating over it, and now puts himself once again on set point situation, but we saw it before. Punk can bring it back like that. It all depends on how Punk uses some of these moves and whips and things like that, because that's what's been giving Mono those paths to victory.
More of an air approach over the last couple rounds than Mono has come to expect. A lot of it has been grounded play for Punk as he slowly approached, but he's changed it up. Challenge there! Okay, Punk is absolutely taking control.
Lion breaker. Mono with the side switch. Looking for that activation. See the neutral jumps coming through every so often. Now Punk putting on with his own dash and throw.
Okay. But with V-Trigger 2 there, oh yeah, he knows, yeah, V-Shift to escape that setup. Otherwise, very difficult to block.
One touch. He was looking for that hit confirm.
Oh, not the danger!
There it is. Punk taking over Mono in the run back like that. With the hit confirm, you expect nothing less from the best.
Punk moves on in loser's side. The series that these two players have had over CEO and over Frosties and here over Texas Showdown have been some of my favorites to watch between these two. I mean, just very interesting back and forth, different ideas each time. In a couple cases from Punk, different characters that he's brought in. You know, it's been a treat to watch in these offline settings that we have had a chance to see these two, again, two of the best players in the whole region, just happen to get matched up against each other each time, and it's been a treat. To watch.
It's back to the stories. You know, having those cool stories. You know, some of this maybe could have happened online, but there's something special about being here in a physical environment where there's so many other elements that you have to worry about and get prepared for. Anyone can sit in their boxers, and not everybody I guess can make tournament wins and things like that. Yeah. But it's more comfortable. When you're lights are on, you got to play on setups and things like that. Maybe you're not used to. It's different. Punk taking out Mono, moving on the bracket. Now we're moving to the winner side of things. To see who's going to get that top spot. Narukami versus Just a Kid. And we were talking about this before. Just a Kid might be the favorite now because a lot of players are saying, if it's a winner between Just a Kid and Mono, might be able to do it though.
You got a tournament that has players like Punk, Mono, Brian F. Players who have been there before. And instead of any of those in winners finals, we have these two players. Now, Just a Kid's been a strong player for a long time, but just hasn't had that big W yet. And this could be it. He has been stepping it up big time in his play. His character got the help, and I think he's, as you said, in a great position to be able to do this. That said, on the other side, sitting next to him there, Narukami, a player who maybe even more than Justa hasn't been in this situation before. Right. So he's, as we mentioned, been playing for quite a while, but folks from the Houston area told me that they really feel over the last year is when he has big time stepped it up. Yeah. When he's become very strong in their local area. And look, Texas Showdown being a major that happens in your city is a great chance to show the strength that you have. And by the way, as a result, to also show the strength of your scene, right? Nobody gets it done on their own.
Yeah, exactly.
You get it done as a scene.
As a village.
And so he's showing it off right now as he is in winners finals.
Yeah. Excited to see what he does. You know, this is a real determinant of how strong you've gotten, how much that preparation, how prepared you are. You know, when you get to that top spot, are you going to crumble? Talked about before, Just Kid's been in the top 8 before. Maybe not as a big a stage as this.
He's definitely been in top 8s before.
He's been in top 8s. He's been quite a few top 8s. He's won tournaments. He's won local tournaments.
Sure, he has.
Quite a bit. And Sean's also, and this is a side thing too, creating content as well. I like seeing top players create content for characters. Hell, this is how I learned a lot about Jury, and I think a lot of people have, is through his videos. So check those out. You know, he's definitely been a fan character. He's also been a believer of Jury for years, even before the buffs. I feel like Red downplayed her, but he was not one. I think he was going to get it done. Just Kid versus Narukami. Winners finals. He's going to move on to the side grands.
Spacings of these skills from Narukami, not just in this match, but in the previous one too, versus Brian F. Been very, very nicely placed.
Off the feet, puts him in the corner.
Look at all the V-meter he's built, by the way.
Just on Boston.
Saving it. Okay, here comes Just a Kid. The party begins. Shut down just like that. Narukami will be damage or mix. It's going to be damage into mix.
Just a Kid has to stay a little bit more grounded. The jumps weren't necessary. He's got the guard approach. He's got the good V-trigger that, that's because of combos and things like that. Access his damage. His character obviously has gotten better off the medium punch, things like that. Doesn't need to go to jump in to get the win. Got to worry about, with the V-bar at the bottom for V-trigger and the medium things like that. Abuki, oh, let those EXP fly for free. I see you.
Finally with the charge. In time, Narukami. Oh no!
Drop though.
That said, I mean, that is an important message to send to Just a Kid. It's not going to be so easy to get things going.
Blocking out with that V-skill once again, wants that extra one to get it done, but the EX comes through in the clutch. Catches the shimmy.
Yet another trigger ready to go here for Narukami.
Something about building that V-bar up.
He's waiting for it. He's not just bringing it out. Okay, Just a Kid will take the round. But again, even in that loss of that round, Narukami, I think, showed some good stuff. The punish on the store from Jury, the patience there, as he was looking for the right moment to bring out trigger.
I feel like Just a Kid's not looking at some of these options that Narukami's presenting. Narukami does have that bar, he will punish you. And we do see the V-skill coming against the crouch immunity kick every so often for Just a Kid. Knowing that that's going to poke like the throwing. Here's the EX, got the turn, yes sir. My turn to make a guess.
Whew. Spending a couple of bars and not for much.
There's the anti-airs. Let's see with super.
Yeah, Just a Kid very dangerous now. Narukami knows. He'd love to have another trigger. That said, if Just a Kid finds the right combo, he's not going to get a chance for the trigger with Narukami. Oh
my God!
His own reaction?
Young man Tings out here, Just a Kid! With the super against the V-skill. No, clip that. I want to see it later. That was sick. Don't let him hear I said that, but that was sick. That was so sick. Now he's realizing the options that Narukami's presenting. Now he's understanding. Okay, this guy wants the V-skill activation. What can I do at this range? Let me send a super at him. Same day delivery. First on the board for Just a Kid. Narukami's still using the V-skill. I like that. The rear back like that to help him out.
Wow, definitely much buttonsier on the approach. Narukami trying to make the change. Interesting.
Hot flip in the corner. Narukami at the mix with the EX activation. That means no defense. Now offense from Just a Kid. Can't be reversal, V-shift, any of that. V-trigger.
Just dashing. Look at this movement. Trigger one Jury movement ready to come.
You see V-skill didn't notice that bait off the XTP. Easy bait oven.
Pretty sick punish.
Yes, very good. Narukami.
Round 2. Fight.
Intentional. Very intentional right there from Narukami. Whiffs that conversion, unfortunate, but Just a Kid with no nothing big on his side. If you're Just a Kid, you're trying to get more of these lights, at least in the DP, if you're not able to get the biggest punish, to enact the strike throw pressure. That's even better for Jury.
Individual hits adding up right now for Just a Kid. Narukami maybe looking for the confirm instead. Yeah, just on block. Just a Kid's defense, as we saw before when he was playing versus Mono, his defense was just fantastic.
Right. Forcing Just a Kid to like use that V bar for something different off the low. EX though. And the activation, stocking with the B skill. Firewall play careful, don't press the dang button.
A little too far, not punished. Narukami is in trouble.
The space traps like that, knowing that right range, what to press, putting Narukami down. Game to game, round to round. Actually, not even game to game right now. Narukami, you have to get one. It just feels like he has because of his options.
He's been in a lot of these rounds, individual rounds. Moving in, too close. Just a Kid taking his turn. He's out. Hold on a second. Narukami still on the approach. Everybody gets hit by that, man.
Everybody. Damn, you're unblockable. Trying to find an opening. Universal calls it out. He knew. Spam likely.
Such a specific read, and he was correct. However, now Narukami has trigger. He's got super. He's dangerous.
Careful now.
If he can find the right hit, it's maybe the round, maybe the game.
Stock up, no bar.
No B shift. Here we go. Narukami finds. Oh
the
no!
Drop.
Huge drop. It could not have come at a worse moment for him.
Don't do a V skill. Narukami. Okay, unleashes the beast. But there's not enough in that clock.
Very close again. Justice defense comes to the rescue. Narukami with a couple of chances. So is Just a Kid. He's not taking them either.
EX flip on the throw. Make that up in the Just a Kid special.
Wow. Again, these specific reads, it was that specific read of dashing up there. Of course, the opponent's going to look to tech the throw.
Right.
He goes up into the sky to blow that up, just like before when Just a Kid went into the sky to bait the V reversal.
Correct. It makes sense because her range is so good on her throw. And that's what jury players love to do. Strike, throw, strike, throw.
Sure.
Opening up, though. And he runs the EX.
So Narukami, I'm not expecting a switch here, although I guess we'll see. Everybody said that he's the move he made. But at least slowing things down.
Right.
Because the way that went, and not even just that he ends up losing that round in that game, but that both players were scrambling. They both had other opportunities. He dropped that combo, right? Right, it's not changing the characters, just slowing things down.
Just a bit.
Breathing, you see him right now, just breathing there, relaxing himself. Important to see.
I definitely feel like, and you have to slow that momentum on. We saw Just a Kid understand the options that were presented, having answers for them every single time, and backing up. We saw him use the super against the V skill to shut that down a bit. Narukami, unfortunately, they went to the forbidden stage. You thought Forbidden Waterfall was forbidden. This one is, whew, make you dizzy. I'll definitely slow things down a bit. I saw Daigo on FGC Translated. He was like, I have to block this person. He's like, I'm sorry, but you were playing on the stage. I can't do it. I get sick.
Oh, no.
Motion sickness. So choose a different stage.
Just Kid's looking great. I mean, again, there was a scramble moment, but coming out on top of a scramble is its own skill.
Yes.
To be able to do that is its own skill.
Round one.
So he's shown a lot. I continue to be impressed by his defense, by his offense, just really all the aspects of his game. I think are looking great.
All right, that cityscape. Just get on game point. Narukami just not even pull things out all the way. And some of that just gets played on his own. Needing to line the rhythm on some of these buttons. Narukami fights back like that. Gets a counter hit, the 5-piece, the dash, and throw. The walk-in throw, I should say, the confidence at play.
Already ready. With the trigger. The movement speed of Trigger Jury.
So worried about getting hit. Ooh, what a call up with the ESTP.
Now it's Just a Kid. He's there. Narukami in trouble. Big trouble. Even a throw could kill. No, here's the chance. Doesn't drop it this time. He's up close. What a challenge by Just a Kid!
He knew it was fake. Didn't wait to press the button. Can't believe it's not a dash. Now, Just a Kid on set point. Grand Finals Texas Showdown. But this is what makes champions right here. Can you close it out? Is this going to be your downfall? Do you just let it slip between your hands?
And again, ready. He's in there right away. Just a Kid. We've seen this before. He's in for the grab. Forward throw into pressure.
Wow, what a walk-up block. EX connects, and again, saving himself from that V-trigger situation. No mix.
Denied it twice. Stealing turns into dashes as well. Narukami had been reacting before. Just the Kid's up close.
One touch to seal it. Just the Kid in Grand Finals versus EX. In the late, Just the Kid makes Grand Finals Texas Showdown.
Not only Grand Finals, this is a guy who just played against Mono and Narukami, a guy who'd taken a bunch of names making it into Winners Finals, and he did that without losing a game. That was 3-0, 3-0 for Just the Kid getting into Winners Side Grand Finals. You can absolutely see why, again, before this top 8, I was asking a bunch of the players out there as they were doing their practice beforehand, who are you most worried about? Who do you think is likely to take this tournament? They said winner of Mono and Just the Kid.
Uh-oh.
And which character are you most worried about? I'm not talking about in the top 8.
Yeah.
Which character are you worried about in this season of Street Fighter V? Jury. Half of them said Jury. The combination of that, Just the Kid with all the skills that he has there, again, defense is looking fantastic.
Right.
His own offense is so strong. He's able to find moments and spacings that are very impressive and hard to deal with, and doing it with the character that this season seems to be pretty good.
Pretty good indeed. I mean, a lot of people might say, yo, it's top tier and all that stuff like that, but it's clear that he had fantastic, game plans and things like that. Someone's been running the character for so damn long. He had specific things in these matchups, and this is why we see him in Grand Finals, winner side. Despite, the quality that's out here, I'm still shocked. And don't tell him I said this. I swear to God, chat, you clip this, I'm going to be so mad. I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
No matter what happens at this point, I'm so proud of him. In winner side, let's see who's going to be his opponent as we move down the loser side of things. Let's go tag him and bag him and send people out. The homies going at it, Shine and Punk. One we've seen quite a bit. Intel will open, NLBCs and things like that. A lot of history.
Absolutely right. And it's been with a few different characters for both of them, to be honest. It's been over the years, Ibuki, Jury, Cody now, very frequently for Shine, and then on Punk's side, obviously Karen for a lot of this, but over the last year, it's been kind of whatever he wants to be playing.
Random select.
Right. And over the years, clearly, it's been Punk, as he has against most people. He's had most of the W's. So in their match experience, according to FGCombo.com, 70% win rate for Punk over Shine. And that's been in NLBCs, and it's been in CPTs, and it's been in the occasional offline event.
Right.
Before and after COVID. And that said, most recent time that they played in the NLBC number 105. It was Shine taking 2-0 victory in top 8.
Yeah, it's so hard to call these because sometimes Punk will play a character he cares about, and sometimes it's like, oh, I'll pick whatever. Same with Shine, though, too. Sometimes Shine will try something different with Lucia.
Yeah,
back
Lucia
before
too,
she got up and stuff like that. So, it's always hard to call some of these tournaments, and this is why I like the offline, because you're putting money on the deck to come out here. It's not just I'm booting up, I'm putting $10 to the great, fantastic online tournaments and no shots to them. But when you come out here, something different with it. You're not playing for subs and stuff like that. You're not testing things out. This is like a major. This is a real deal tournament, and you're gonna see maybe less of the random select in terms for Punk or even Shine, and more utility, right? It's less about I'm having fun, and now it's I'm trying to put fist in the face.
Yeah, according to FGCombo.com, which characters has Punk used? Okay, Karen 44% of the time that these two have played. Chun-Li 5% of the time. Cammy 4% of the time. Ken 4% of the time. Colleen 3% of the time. Vega 3% of the time. Nash 2% of the time. Dot. This thing could not finish all of the characters that Punk has used specifically versus Shine.
That's wild.
Dot.
Literally could not fit. Y'all can go to the website. Actually, make sure you do so. Follow them, on Twitter, and make sure you visit the website. A lot of great data. But it's so funny that there's so many characters that he's used against his homie. In the reverse of things, Shine has used Ibuki, 59%, Cody, 21%, Lucia, 14%, and Zeku, 2%. I don't know if y'all know, but he does have a Zeku though.
Sure.
And Jury, 1%. I think if I'm a betting man, the way that things have been going and flowing for Shine, Ibuki might be fine, to be honest. And one of the picks that come up against Punk, it feels like comfortability to me. Not just matchup, but just comfortability. I have an air approach, I have a DP, I have a 3-frame. For Punk, God even knows who's going to be.
Right.
I have no idea my man might even just say, you know what, I want Rose today, or I'll be a sim player.
I think a lot of it's going to depend on what Shine goes with. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a blind pick, to be honest. It's going to be, you know, Punk's ability to counter pick that could be huge here. So if he sees that Shine directly goes to Cody, he'll have somebody in mind. Punk will have somebody in mind.
Yeah.
If he sees that Shine directly goes to Ibuki, Punk will have somebody in mind for that too.
Right. And there's a little bit less that he has to maybe worry about picking. Not that his characters got weaker, but it looks like he wants to see what the characters got a little bit weaker. And like you might not see him run Colleen, for example. The way that he wants to play is not with the character in terms of reward. So there's less characters you might have to worry about. But, you know, I say these things, and every time I go to a stream or I watch him play, God knows. Hopefully no on top of planes on those stages, no beaches.
Those are such cool stages.
They are.
I understand.
Yeah. Just make a version where it doesn't do those wily things. Like maybe too late in the game, but still.
Yeah, but you know, I hear you. Moving over towards Rose is Punk. Maybe this goes differently than I expect. Maybe he thinks that Rose deals with either character. Maybe he's just messing around. By the way, during casuals and preparation, again, you know, everybody plays beforehand.
Yeah.
Punk was using Kage, he was using Ken, and again, he told me that he might go Rose. And of course, we saw Nakali and we saw Cammy.
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Oh, Kage versus Cody. This character got a long list of. We're talking about big winners out here. It's definitely because that Kage is a very, very big winner. The fact that you have the air fireball that locks people down, especially for the tall boys, you've got better conversions. You've got the ability to DP Tatsu corner carry after a super if you don't get the cut scene is really good. So that's all great, but it's a 2 to 3 touch situation if Cody gets the bar going. So in reverse, shotgun is still a problem, and also having V-trigger, the fireball, if it comes into play later on, might be a problematic thing for Cody because he doesn't have many ways to deal with the fireballs unless he calls it out with this way.
Oh, the regular have a little bit better fireball. Oh, wow, okay. Shine immediately just shutting that down right away. It could be interesting neutral between these two characters. Not a matchup that I'm familiar with, to be honest.
I can see it more with Momochi and the other ones with Sako coming to those characters, but now you see Shine going in and dash up throw.
Yes. Punk starting out strong.
SDP.
Is that within grab kill range? It is. Wow, he made that perfectly calculated.
Yes.
If you can't kill, of course, you want to end up within one grab kill range so that your mix-up is real. Wow. Very well placed.
Wow, what spacing on the crouch communication at that range. Off the light, the EX Sonk though. Heavy stuff, catch the damage. This character's like paper.
Whew. And Punk's neutral has been sick. He gets the press.
In the EX. And the forbidden nooch is out. Blow off the dust.
Ooh, he whip punished the
way.
knife. He whip punished the knife. He's going coast to coast.
Want to make Sean get up the ghost for this round. Hold that air fireball.
Hey.
He walked up with the confidence. Didn't find the finish though. It does hit raw to make it fall. EXDP for the finish.
Did he want knife again? He got overhead.
That big mistake.
I don't know.
But even then, you know, the overhead wasn't super active with it. So for Punk to be ready for that is kind of wild. But you're right, that might have been a better situation. Not going to came out in the first place. Punish on a bad rough, no rough stuff here. Punk with the corner carry, the DP. And Kage, love to put him in the corner. He's one of the best 3 in the business when it comes to keep people in the corner. Those T-Rex arms hit a lot harder when your back's against the wall. Oh, it's not the wall.
You know, it's interesting watching him play Kage because I think of him as such a more active footsies player, but his counter poke and whiff punishing game have been ridiculous in this match.
So is Shine. Answer back. Off the medium kick again, another activation. And that reminds me of his Karen play. Off the activation, seals it with a V-trigger, and he's I usually don't see that many Kage players even recently. Use standing medium kick activation to seal it. That's like from the Karen and Cammy play. Use that longer button. Obviously not so long with this character, but Shai gonna be worried about that.
Yeah, good stuff on the approach here. So a little timid. You know, you've seen the threat that Punk has at these ranges, yeah. And not just at that range, it was a little closer, but from further away to get directly into Tattoo in the mix-up.
Nice, calls out the Fierce. Use the EX. So put the throw too as well. But this is all Kage needs, that corner push and a few bad guesses.
Absolutely, yeah.
Down the ground.
Oh, I love it.
And this will keep himself safe if he does whiff.
Only the medium. Here comes Shine. Link it. He's in. And with Super almost ready to go, here's Punk. Makes his way in.
Taking back his turn. Careful. One good jump back. Could get caught with a knife, but you're kidding me! What a whip punish! Punk! He was looking for it. We saw him walk back like that. We saw him scouting it. Finds a mark and puts himself at game point. My God.
He makes this character's footsies look terrifying.
Really,
terrifying.
with all that range that he doesn't, the character doesn't have. Like, he got buffed, but it wasn't in range. It wasn't always for range.
And the fact that all these hits lead to Oki, okay, well, a rare miss, but all the hits lead to Oki and significant damage and corner carry in some cases. It's just even scarier. You know, not that he is the new Karen, but like that aspect of it, the fact that if you find the hit, man, big damage and corner carry, that is similar.
Low health though, so you might get
quite different otherwise, of course. Here comes Shine.
The bar, back throw, staying on set point for a little bit longer. And Shine just turn up a little bit more like volume because I feel like you see more of the edge stomps come through and a lot more walk-in pressure. Where Puck is kind of taking that away from him.
You see Shine being a little timid in some of these situations. You know, he is playing outside of some ranges where oftentimes you see as Cody, he'd like to play. He'd love to play in standing medium kick range.
Shine walking in every so often with it. I mean, that's one of the best pokes right there, the medium kick.
Sure.
Take up the table, it's good for Punk. Far out. What a punish. And the crush.
Oh, he's all the way in. And now post forward throw in the corner. So strong for Kage.
Back from the throw. We wanted zone on him. Nah, not like this. Off the medium kick again. Not gonna spin the super just yet.
Interesting. Woo! Shine was there. So close to bar.
But for either side. Look at that hit. The EX connects, interrupted Shaku nets. And Shine. This is the Mardi Gras to make him fall. With a peanut butter jelly costume. I just realized his costume is back. Sticking to him like, oh! Awesome. And I like the costume code. We get serious business out here. I love it. Shine fighting back into the game on the board. A lot more of that confidence in Storm, a lot more of the EX zone, but doesn't get the sway today.
A little bit more forward movement here from Punk. Previously, he had been trying to outrange. Yeah, you see him dashing a little bit more intensely.
Or the activation, opening up the crouching light. It's a lot more damage. That crouching light, so much more damage from the link you see right there. Almost for the stun.
Oh, yeah. Punk activates.
Ooh, the fadeaway.
What if you just had an option that was just invincible to air attack? What if you just could do it?
Gotta time it right where it's good night. But Shine definitely has seen that approach too many times. And Punk has been going for it. And now we see the option.
Punk will make him pay. He's in here. Yeah. For the stun. He's got super. He's not gonna spend super. He's confident, I suppose.
Frames, yes, and the medium kick connects. Punk on set point. His corner pressure is also so scary. You see those elements of carrying that medium kick, as a closer button. When closers get coffee, Punk on set point with it.
Oh, it's a big chance for Punk, and he takes full advantage. Dashing now, stealing turn. Right.
What's the V-bar? Spin for V reversal. Then again, that's the 2-bar trigger.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely still get it. Maybe looking to chase. Shine is still alive in this mid-range play. Couple of trades. He's okay with that. Ready to go. No! Punk denies!
And the double down with the throw. One touch to steal it. Off the empty low! And Punk takes down Shine with the Super Tatsu DP easily.
Empty jump choice. And by the way, his V-reversal usage in that round was great. He had early V-rev versus the Zonk, which you got to do if you want to make that thing count for sure. And then after that, boy, the utility of it in order to find his turn yet again, extremely well placed.
Punk getting the win, fantastic play as he stays up. Losers finals. We'll go with Narukami. See if we can get in that grand loser side of things, but this has been some grand action. I gotta be real with you. The fact that we're seeing Kaige, all the different play. Nakali, who is that character? But someone like Punk able to pull it out, make the magic happen, and use these characters as tools, right? Good to be a student of the game, or I'm sorry, a master of the game. Now has to go up against a young gun that's been on the rise, right? Been using COVID as their training arc, but now it's tournament time.
And in that winners finals that we saw with Narukami, he did have a couple of drops.
Right.
To be honest. He looked great. Obviously, the skill's there. That's not the issue. It's, have you been in these big moments before?
Yeah.
It's, have you been in front of this big crowd? Look at all the people back there. I mean, we have a significant crowd here at Texas Showdown. He knows that he's up on the stage. He knows people are watching at home. There's probably 200,000-300,000 people watching at home. And he knows that, of course. So in those moments where he drops the combo, that was important. He could have taken a round previously. That kind of stuff is just a sign that maybe he wasn't quite ready then. Now, that already happened, and I have seen players get those losses in winners finals and then, think about it and overcome quickly. I have seen fast adaptation in that way to this kind of atmosphere. But somebody who's not at all unfamiliar with exactly the situation is Punk. And I don't just mean, fighting in a top 8. I mean, having been sent to losers and then having to make his way all the way through the entire bracket after. That is something that Punk has been in many times as well. And so he's very comfortable. He's feeling fine, feeling normal. This is the norm for him.
Another day at the office. I mean, some of his strongest runs have come from those loser runs.
Sure.
I mean, and some people might even say that's where he's at his most powerful.
He powers up, right?
He activates.
By the way, I've been telling the story about how people out there have said that it was between Mono and Justikid for the favorite. That said, everybody else I talked with was also like, but you can't count out Punk making the comeback.
Yeah.
Everybody
it's one of those you don't even need to save because of
what are we seeing on the screen? As we see Ibuki, of course, for Narukami. Look at the other side. We have good old Ryu from the Bayou coming out here in Texas. Showing up big time.
Are there bayous out in Texas?
Eastern Texas probably has bayous, I imagine.
I didn't know that. The more you know. Now y'all know that's losers finals, Punk versus Narukami with Ryu from Fortnite. That's crazy. Let's see. Wow. Just normal footsie play today. Ryu, one of those characters that get massively buffed, but if you have really good footsie, really good standard play, nice and easy, perfect KO, there you go. And he's like a truck. He's not going to mix you.
He does. He does. He's definitely a brawler. He does the damage. So, look, I mean, the start there. Okay, Narukami finds the hit. Oh, no. I'm a little worried about Narukami in the mindset right now. The way that he lost that first round, the way that he tried something there, into whatever the special move is called.
Raida.
And it was on, Raida, exactly. And it was on block. It's just not something we saw from him the entire rest of the tournament.
Right. Also, the Fireball saw Narukami whipping a lot of buttons. Pressure's in. Walk up throw situation. Oh my God, the call out and the stun is definitely done. We got stun fun. Just the easy tournament combos, as he would say. Great play by Punk with the Ryu. And this is hard for us as another person fighting Punk. How do you prepare? Because you're thinking about, oh, he plays with Holly. Oh, no, wait. What is this other character he's playing? Oh, wait, now he's playing Ryu on me? Like, there's so many things that are cycling through your mind. You might even seen him playing casually. Maybe you played him casually, waiting for something else, and he pulls out the Ryu. So you have to mentally adjust for everything and cycle through. It's a long road for this guy.
And directly into what Punk wants. Too close. Again, we didn't see that the entire rest of this top 8. Did we see a slide? I don't think we saw a single one until just here. And Punk is going to get another perfect.
Just looks like Narukami's trying to cycle some options and they're not working out in tandem. And part of it is because he's trying to play these footsie ranges and Rigo just has that fireball, right? Like you have to worry with the fireball to knock down. His range is a little bit better. The damage definitely going to be a lot better for him. And look at that, the medium doesn't get the right hit though. Not the right conversion against a forward heavy kick. Sweep might do it.
Jumping in and not anti-aired. Again, not something that we saw very often from Narukami, that he does not get the anti-air. Yeah, he was ready with a lot of anti-airs before. So slow play like this, if you're feeling a little hurried and not entirely yourself, slow play can actually help you get back into that, although we see Punk now finding the hit.
Activation, dash up throw. Back to the crouch, doesn't get the B trigger, and you see Punk backing away. And that's going to be into super. Punk on game point with the quickness. Narukami looking a little lost up in this neutral. And that's what it is. It's the neutral. The narrative of the neutral right now is full control with the fireballs. Eats fireball for the knockdown. He backs up a bit. The mediums and getting too much off in terms of damage. But Narukami can't get the mix going.
I don't really think personally that it's about the character or that it's about what the strategy is.
Right.
I think it's about Narukami not feeling 100% like himself at the moment. You know, not having the familiarity with this kind of moment. You know, I don't know who's going to win if they play and it's super casual. And, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you I know who would win there. But it wouldn't look like this, I think. Like, Narukami has done some things that he just hasn't done otherwise.
Slide especially. Saw that before.
You know, he's looking to get through a fireball. That's the reason for it. It's just, it's not something that he had brought out as a tool.
And it's out of there. No chase. And again, that slide, it's one of those things that you're looking that you don't need to use, and you're just giving Punk access to the corner carry. This is scary. Punk all that far at the bottom, but Narukami does get the conversion. He's in front with it, but Punk with the defense, blocks the EX.
Hey, here we go, Narukami. Maybe getting back into this. Yes! Stealing the turn on the dash. Okay, much more like what we had seen previously.
A little less safe with the turn stealing. I like that.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
I feel like he's been a little bit less safe with the other moves that's been negative, and that's been a pain point. Punk just wants to leap right there, I guess. Scale by the crush, though.
Ready. Okay, Narukami's sick of it. It's maybe chance. Punk makes sure to block it out. Ooh. Okay.
Oh, fantastic bust out moment. And I guess it was too far out to come back like that.
Ooh, boy, that is match point now for Panda Punk.
Justo.
Final round. Fight.
Punk with the quickness. Again, those fireballs have been a big pain point. Beginning the round, as it goes down, has been real difficult to deal with the forward heavy kick and getting whip punished. Wrong conversion, but Narukami with the drop. Again, you point this out, that in other situations, this may be something he would be doing.
As long as he can run that kind of stuff, the more set play kind of stuff, that can be something to rely on in these instances. I mean, he was described to us as somebody who's great with homework, great with training mode. Obviously has stepped it up in every other avenue as well, but if he can get back to that stuff that he can do at home, maybe that's a way to move forward. However, Punk's here, looking for the hit.
Re-trigger, so crouching mean kick, not so dangerous.
Oh, it's stealing it! Here comes Narukami, he's got plus frames again.
Walks away, super, and And that should do it. Punk moves on to Grand Finals loser side in dominant fashion. And again, another character we didn't think we were going to even see. Ryu, who was that?
Ryu?
Who was that? What character is that?
Again, he told us beforehand, Ken, Kage, Rose. We did see Kage, but we've also seen Ryu, of course. We saw Nakali earlier. We saw Cammy as well. And now as he comes up to play against Just Kid, so we're going to move into the Grand Finals. I'm not sure what to look for. I'm not sure which character to look for.
No idea. What I am sure of, this has been fantastic action. Oh, man. I think, did y'all just say a break? We run into a quick break? Oh, we're going to skip the break. We're just going right to the Grand Finals? Guess what, people? No esports breaks out here at Texas Showdown. You get right into the action. Grand Finals. Just a Kid in winner's side going against Punk in loser's side. This is actually another battle of the dad versus son because, you know, Just a Kid claims Brian. He claims Punk. He claims me, of course. And he claims a few other people as his fathers. So it's time for the son to rise up, be the prodigal one to get it done. What's their history, though, in recent times?
Yeah, that's a good question. Again, checking it out on fgcombo.com, where they have played, you know, several sets going back the last couple of years. It's not quite as frequent as for some other folks. We've had some limitations. I don't know if you guys have realized over the last couple of years. But when that has happened, it's been Punk who's taken it literally 100% of the time that FG Combo records. So that's a tough draw. That said, you know, how Just a Kid was doing, again, this goes back to 2019 and stuff, how Just a Kid was doing back then is not super relevant for how he's doing today.
Right.
How he's doing today is he's killing everybody. Look at this path that we're seeing on our screen right here. That's a 3-0 versus Narukami. That's a 3-0 versus Mono. And again, even before that, as he was making his way into top 8, Just a Kid looked great, beating Shine, sending him to losers, beating Mr. Mad Gear, really strong Houston player as well. And as he's done it, again, I think what sticks out to me the most is his defense.
Yeah.
He's had key V-shifts. He's had moments of EXDP that have been great, but even more than both of those things, it's just been him evading. It's been a lot of him just not being there a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And that's been how he's gotten to 3-0, 3-0, is that he hasn't had to contend with some of the situations that other folks have had to contend with because he's had such strong neutral play that hasn't been a big issue.
I think that's a really big point that maybe just like people don't really notice, but like I feel like the younger players are really good about defense in Street Fighter V, like avoiding the B-trigger situations. We see that with, you know, Chris CCH. I've seen that a lot with Higuchi over Japan. You know, young players like Ending Walker. They know how to avoid the situation. They focus on that. And to be honest, for a while, for Just Kid, that was one of his biggest problems was defense and also jumping. He's more grounded a lot more. He used to jump a lot.
I remember,
We used to call him Jump a Kid. It's just, it was terrible. It was really bad. But like, look at him now. Like, he's evolved so much in his play. He practices every damn day. He knows the matchups and things like that. The confidence. When he even came in, he was like, maybe I'll make top 8. I don't know. Just like his mannerisms and how he feels. Even though he says things like that, I can hear the confidence. And part of that maybe is because he's on this sports team and stuff like that. They're writing for him. Part of it is just because of knowledge of the game and things like that, how he has fought some of these players a lot and gained enough data and knowledge to make it this top spot. But now you got to go up against Punk. For this, beautiful. Now I'm going to take this home. I don't know. Just if you get this as your father, this is on my mantle. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm proud of you, but this is mine, though.
We had a bunch of players sign up for Texas Showdown. You know, there are not as many offline events as there once were. We all know that. And so the ones that exist, getting pretty good numbers. That's how it was here. And in that list was, again, players like Punk, who has made it in the Grand Finals. You got Mono, who has previously won CEO, got third at Frosty's. There was Pokey, who got second at Frosty's as well. Brian F. Just a Kid ends up making Grand Finals versus Punk after all of that. And it's going to be Karen who comes up to play for Punk. As he starts in losers, he will have to win 2-3 out of 5 sets, which is a long haul versus how versus how Just a Kid has played. But who better to climb that mountain than Punk?
The Old Bay coming back today. This is Grand Finals, Street Fighter V, Texas Showdown. Let's get it. Just a Kid winner side, Punk and loser side. As you said, going back to a character I honestly think he was going to play because, you know, he's been talking about how Akira, that proximity kick not as punishable, but I guess he feels confident enough to pull it out. See what's it about.
Well, he hasn't whiffed it yet. He's only had it on block or hit, and he's confirmed. That's important. This is 4th character of top 8.
I don't know how many people have to out 4 characters if he makes a victory. It's going to be maybe a world record. We'll have to see. Let's see right now, Punk with that corner push, that pressure. Just trying to answer back like that. Looking for a whip, anything. Ooh.
Jump time, huge. And she can still pump out the damage on.
Oh yeah, that's not gone at all. That was not nerfed. The back throw on the wake up. Stocks up, locks up, sends up the fireball.
For the break.
One in a
With the
roll.
knockdown, it's not quite over. And overhead. Very late delayed overhead. Funky timing on that.
Right.
Round 2.
Making a big bet there. Trigger was on the verge of being activated from Just a Kid. Those jumps, gotta be careful with that. It's harder for her to kind of answer at certain ranges, the fear, some EXP and things like that, but Punk is using the walk speed as a way to get away.
A lot of this is obviously with the threat of crouching medium kick or other confirms in mind, but as he walks forward, Punk is doing a lot of it just walking.
We'll take some hits too, get it. Corner kick off the EX. Trying to chase up with the fadeaway. Just a Kid coming down with violence. EX again. Corner situation to throw.
Punk's in, he's got the corner. Look at, he just walks all the way from mid-screen.
Oh, that could have been more, but we'll finish it anyway. Just a Kid, that could have been a big drop, but rears it back like that.
Fight.
Medium kick.
Walking up. Yes. He's already. Interesting. No anti-air. However, Punk, just as dangerous as ever when it comes to the footsies.
Forward. He confirmed it's supposed to be sealing up with Just a Kid. Back to mid-screen. B shifts away to stay away from danger. Jump. Heavy kick with the range on it. What a challenge, and that's in the super to seal it. My God.
Is that?
Wow,
Hold on
she's
a
still
second.
alive?
Hold on a second.
I've never seen that super not kill.
Oh, looking for the block specifically. Just a Kid has a chance. Punk only needs the one last hit. Here he comes.
And the medium kick, the close, we talked about that. We saw that with Kage. We've seen it in his Karen play. We're seeing it today. Fantastic button, low committal, but finishes the job and gets it done with one. But not for nothing, Just a Kid definitely had some good sequences.
Sure.
And it forced Punk to stop walking into buttons, right? At some level, you have to stop walking into buttons, stop getting hit with it. Just a Kid kind of thinking about, okay, yeah, go back to the jury. He does have Rashid. He does have Seth. You don't need those now. Not that Rashid is bad.
No,
Seth's
of
bad.
course, yeah. But he was working on that character, as you mentioned. But, you know, yeah, why not? Punk in already. Only 15 seconds into the round. Great read by Justa.
On the viewer, listen to that. Multiple times, jump in, throw. Anti-air. Perfectly spaced. I like that from Just a Kid.
Too far, not punished, however. Oh, huge. And almost within killing range already.
Oh no!
Is that actually?
Oh!
I think he was already in kill range. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hit with a super unfortunate Punk. Just a Kid. Again, not far out. He's just adding things on his repertoire. And in a longer set like this where Punk has to reset the bracket, that may be beneficial as he's adding anti-airs, he's adding new tricks. We see the B-skill come out more today.
The fear there for Just a Kid, you can see it. The fear of that range. Oh no, the very rare miss by Punk. Of course, Justa takes advantage.
Yeah, Wavy kick once again. Harassing. Sweep off the feet though.
Not there. Really bringing in that sweep. It's been a huge part of Punk's play. Instant walking out. maybe looking for shimmy, maybe looking for wake up DP, and Justin knew either one of those. It's his offense now.
Fantastic jump in. Calls out 2 leading buttons.
Yeah. I mean, look at this from Punk. Can't say it's a surprise with the way his Karen is playing, but maybe what is more of a surprise is that Just a Kid has gone from seeming like he has total control of neutral in many of the matches that he's played, and his fantastic defense to just getting walked into the corner very consistently almost every round.
It's one of those things where like, I also feel like Punk is just keeps up a lot more defensive too as well. We didn't see as many hits come through early start with it because before Punk's, it felt like it was ideal was to be willing to take some of these hits, make the comeback, put him in the corner, dump out the damages Karen. Now we see a lot more defense with it. Mid punishes, fierce fist to face, runs it with the EX, connects with the rescind on the throw.
Hey, Punk, controlling the corner as well as ever. It's the stun.
Get it done. Interrupts the activation, had the fierce ready. He's steady. About to reset the bracket, give us more games. But it's just so dominant with the footsie play.
Yeah, and especially after Just a Kid again. In this top 8, had been 6-0 in games. Punk totally turning that around. Right. And now the timidity yet again. Great block from Just a Kid.
Tech. Activation, of course. Trying to find some way out of this corner. This kid trying not to be backed onto the corner. Puma gets to watch like that's a big lacking part of his defense. We've seen it before. We might break down the most.
Oh, Punk, just so strong at mixing up in these situations. His strike throw game is always so varied.
And just good reads on that player. Oh, my man, trying to dash in. EX! What a decision to end the stun. Not just yet. One touch wakes up with the light. EX activation. Just gonna have to stave this off. Momentum back like that. What a way to whip punch in the medium kick.
You're telling me he was so sure that Justin was about to do the EX into activation that he backdashed 100% of the screen, all the way to the other side. Backdash forward again. He knew exactly what Justin was going to be doing.
He really backdashed into Street Fighter 4. I cannot believe.
All the way to the other side.
He came back so far, might as well be in Street Fighter 6, but that'll do it. That's the reset of the bracket. Dragging Just a Kid into losers. And Punk, in dominant fashion. If you're Just a Kid, you do not switch right.
No.
Stick with Jury. Don't be in a hurry. You got to calm down a bit. You also have to worry about your corner defense. That's where he's been breaking down so much. When he has the room to back away, dash away, V-shift, he feels comfortable. He's put in the corner, and I don't mean this with every player. I mean this against Punk. When he gets against Punk is when he breaks down the most.
Well, Punk is a terrifying player to play against. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that.
Fair to be scared.
Okay, challenge. He gets the mix afterward, but Punk blocks it out, immediately takes the turn. And so even when Just a Kid finds opportunities, Punk has battle back almost instantly. Again!
Yes. Activation. We see more come from this. Punk way to block this out. Take the gray life instead of risking the anti-air into like a 40% conversion. Oh, that's punish. Punk not able to seal it though. Drop on his side too. Just get this for a little bit longer.
A little bit of a challenge.
Ooh.
So the V-bars are gone, but oh, that range right there. That range is the danger zone. Just a Kid finally challenges it twice, and the second one into damage.
Like father, like son. Getting it done. The crouch kick into the EX. Feel a little bit more confident in that button. We haven't really seen that too much. We've seen a lot of the sending medium kick. That's been, if Punk is close enough, punish, or if we've seen him like far enough with punish.
Not there, but Just a Kid, not there. Here comes Punk, look at this.
Set up for the corner carry, the throw. This is scary.
Ooh, Punk will take those.
The throw again for the win. Punk saves the bar at the bottom for the third round. Let's see what's going down, but right now it looks like Just a Kid might be going down. Every time I feel like he gets that momentum, he feels like he has himself, back in the game. Punk presents something that just gets him just off kilter.
Absolutely right. Just in that sequence there, Just a Kid was trying to battle in neutral. He was being active. Almost immediately thereafter, it was this sequence, which is going to end up with Punk should be taking the game. And he does. That was after Just a Kid had been walking around more in neutral. He had dashed forward, in fact.
Right.
He had been trying to do more active play. Look at the quizzical look on Just a Kid's face. Immediately thereafter, crushed by Karen. Immediately thereafter, mixed again into big damage, and then the grab for just everything works out for Punk almost right away.
And then you see from the results of those that Punk is able to switch up. We saw him get the command dash in, but I've been checked damn near every single time. The throw reset for the stun is done. This is looking long. Back throw.
Even there in that post-pinwheel hit situation, Just a Kid's been so dominant with that, and Punk has almost neutralized it.
The walk-in, the immediate kick, fantastic jump in the side switch situation. A lot of room to walk around. You see Just a Kid with that confidence. When he has that room to kind of backdash a bit, easier for him.
Pressure. There we go. Just a Kid takes the round.
Okay, I like that. Way to take him down. Use the standing immediate kick, knowing the activation might come through with a heavy kick. A little bit quicker with it.
Jumping forward, perfectly timed twice in 2 rounds now. We've seen that Punk, oh man, getting the same sense, immediately shutting it down.
Correct. It's working to be tested in the corner.
Look at this, the mix-ups up close, blocked, it's punished, Just a Kid's here.
Going for open shots with the beast, gonna make it dangerous. The extension, Punk challenging.
Okay. Just a Kid with some significant offense, forward throw pressure.
This survival that's insane. Punk. Not trying to open up. Wow, not sure what he was trying to do, but he's through. That's so unfortunate.
It was a brave challenge, just not at the right time. Unfortunately for Justin, Punk continues to find these good moments.
And a character that has so much damage can capitalize, so no surprise. You see corner carry right now with the V skill. Not like Karen got so much significantly weak, and what a punish off the Pierce to catch that button. Interrupt from the EX.
He smelled blood right there. Did you see him dash in? He had not done that very often, but he got the sense. This is the time to party. Look at this. He's feeling it big time. Punk now 2-0 up in the second set. He has taken the set so far 5-0 in games, threatening to make it the full 6 in a row if Just a can't find big changes and right away.
Round 1.
Oh, you gotta find something soon. Everything's bigger in Texas out here. But right now, Just a Kid's chances looking real small with it. Gotta come back from the brink and damn near perfect. And you gotta fight your dad. Not biological, but y'all know that. Anti right there, now getting better, not letting him jump in. That was a comfortability thing for him too, like where he feels a little safer and he spaces himself out so far. Get that punish, back throw, the stun.
You know, when you talk with people about what makes Punk so strong, it's any number of things, but one thing they all mention is his throw mix-ups are unparalleled.
Right.
So hard to defend against his pressure up close. And the fact that on the other side, this happens if you take the hit, very dangerous.
Absolutely. Oh, the trip guard. Reset with the EX. The shoulders. The throw. Back in the corner. Wakes up with violence. I like that he's starting to challenge some of these dash situations. Sucks up with the B skill. On the ground.
Oh, not there. Punk's turn. His own grab right away. He's now within range of killing Just a Kid.
One touch and that'll do it. Punk will take Texas Showdown from loser's side. Street Fighter 5.
Sent down to loser's side by Texas player, by Nigel. And after that, as you said, all the way through. I mean, he had to do it versus a lot of strong players. He had, after losers, he had to beat Blanca Rolls, a really strong Blanca. He had to beat Nova Spec, who's a really, really good Fang as well.
Right.
And then within this top 8, his path was Dr. African, Mono, Shine, Narukami, and then Just a Kid at the end. And it's not like all of those previous ones were 3-0s. It was 3-2 versus Mono. It was 3-1 versus Shine and Dr. African.
Right.
He lost some games in here. There were definitely some challenges, but in that last match, those 2 sets versus Just a Kid, just entirely Punk.
Yeah.
Totally had control almost the entire time. You mentioned that there were certainly situations where Just a Kid tried to challenge.
Yeah.
He tried to dash in. He had a couple of sequences of jumping, and each time that kind of stuff happened, Punk almost immediately found the way to shut that down, whether it's one of the few DPs he had during the whole set,
Right.
or whether it's, you know, blocking and then immediately turning it on his own side. Maybe it's teching the throw. The solution he had almost every time. The fact that he was able to neutralize the post pinwheel pressure that Jury gets nowadays, something that we talked a lot about here, and that Just a Kid made look very strong.
Yeah.
Just a Kid got to the point where he was just looking for like crouching short after it.
Anything.
He just wanted to grab after it, and just even that didn't work out very often.
Damage between that. So, you know, Punk looking back to his old self, and honestly, that's like the typical Punk play that we like to see, and that's why we see him take that winner step. But once again, I want to give big ups to Just a Kid. Get second place, taking out a lot of killers, and all people on his top 8 spot. Some new faces, and honestly, for some people, this is a new place for them too. You know, Texas Showdown, some new heads who not making top spot. Narukami out here doing some work. You know, Brian F. I give him a big shout out. You know, to use Oro all the way through, like instead of Balrog. So good stuff. I think we're going to head on over and send this beautiful trophy to Punk. Look at that. That's beautiful. We'll hand it on over. The Steel Fist out here. Yo, y'all have been watching this great Street Fighter V action. I've enjoyed it. I know y'all enjoyed it. Dave, have you enjoyed it?
It's been a blast. Yeah, just great to see the game in person.
Offline?
Offline. Get to see people's reactions as they're playing. That's one of the things that I miss the most. Getting to commentate without delay. Do you guys know, are you aware that commentating online has the kind of delay that is exactly like playing online? Is anybody aware of that other than people who actually do this stuff? It is true. It's true. Yeah, no rollback. There's no delay here. We just get to see it and do it. It's awesome. Yeah, had a blast for sure. Shout outs to everybody involved with Texas Showdown on the streaming side, on the TOing side. Lots of pros out here doing great work for a great weekend.
Hope y'all enjoyed it. We still have more on the way. Make sure y'all stick with it. We're going to head on over, I believe, to the stage. We'll catch you next time.
Shatter all expectations.
やっぱり都会はすごいね。
お前も大盛り頑張れよ。
ヘッドフォン野郎を倒せるってなんだっていいんだ。
キングオブファイターズの開催が発表されました。
いきなりなんだよお前。
チャンネルはそのままで。
いいか私はな。リーダーは私だからな。
KOF15. Fighters get in the ring. Are you ready? Okay, come on! Characters that define the series.
守りし者の力示します
Fan favorites return from the grave. Characters key to the unfolding events.
少しだけなら遊んであげるよ
And heroes from all the KOF sagas return for KOF15.
準備できたぜエ
オッケーしんちゃん
Round 1, ready, go! The classic 3-on-3 team battle system returns. New visuals and gameplay systems deliver a new level of speed and excitement. Shatter Strike defends against and counters enemy attacks. Max Mode unleashes your offensive potential. Max Mode Quick cancels attacks and extends your combo. Execute rush combos with simple button presses. Thrilling special moves raise the fight to even higher levels of hype. The most comprehensive battle system in KOF history is here! Unravel the mysteries of the ongoing KOF saga in story mode. As the spotlight shines on the newly opened KOF tournament, a dormant force awakens. The fates of many intertwine as the Earth heads towards destruction. A climax beyond all expectation awaits you. Rollback netcode empowers fighters to take their skills to the next level. Choose how you want to play with a variety of battle modes. In Draft versus mode, the battle starts from character selection. Practice your moves in training mode, available online as well. Or put your combo skills to the test in trial mode. The gallery mode features character artwork and sound clips, as well as a special animated short by world-renowned director Masami Obari. The newly added DJ station features over 300 hit SNK songs focused on the KOF series. Put on your favorite track while you bust some heads. Once the hours to reign, pride and arrogance around their brain, we will pay. Take my hand, it's now or never. The King of Fighters 15.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Texas Showdown 2022 for KOF15's Top 8. It's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise in the building, at home. Raph, how you doing?
Wonderful, man. The energy is electric here at Texas Showdown. Yesterday, we saw the crazy pole action, the semifinals, to get to this top 8, and now we're going to seal the deal. Who is going to be the first champ of the biggest offline KOF15 tournament in the U.S.?
We got to look at the bracket right now to give us a preview of who's up at bat for that title. Reynolds versus Chris G, Disintegrations versus Silent, Andy OCR versus Dan in H-Town, and Donkey versus Aru. These are going to be some absolute barn burners.
100%. And we're seeing such a big just grasp of so many players from across North America.
Oh, yeah.
You know, West Coast is there, Texas is in there, East Coast. So you're just seeing all that love as all these heavy hitters have come through, and we're starting with Silent versus Disintegration.
That's right, Silent versus Disintegration. Disintegration, I believe, out of the Midwest, one of the training partners of Dechimo, but that is besides the point, making an absolute notorious name for himself here at Texas Showdown. If you didn't know about the man beforehand, you're going to know after today.
That's right. Everyone wonders, like, man, who is this person playing Shunei? Don't you know?
We haven't even seen the Shunei yet.
Exactly.
We have not even seen the Shunei yet.
You know, Shunei is not that great. It doesn't matter how strong he is, because Disintegration is just that good.
I've seen the Shunei before, but for the folks watching at home right now, if you haven't seen it for the tournament, in person, offline, we have not seen the offline Shunei yet. And during this weekend, he's been that good.
That's right. But Silent, no slouch, repping the Austin, Texas area, playing a squad of characters he loves. Elizabeth is his girl. So happy that she's back in 15. Angel in the middle, Robert at the point. Let's begin top 8.
Let's see what's going to go down. Destroys that. Sam just teleport with a DP. Not on my watch, Silent says.
I'm already seeing the good defense from Silent, avoiding the overhead. Has to chill a little bit here in the corner. Dangerous territory, but makes the escape. Let's go.
All right, I like the decision on Silent's part to roll out of there at the right possible moment, but unfortunately unable to hold on to the pressure.
Oh, nice EX fireball, trying to get back through. Disintegration with a small lead. No real solid anti-air, but the damage is piling up.
Ooh, that was a bad fireball, man. He was already in